The sun is out and the winds of change are blowing. Welcome, everyone, to Sprague Field, to the Red Hawk Sports Network for a special presentation of flag football. Montclair State flag football against the Mount St. Mary's Knights. Hi, I'm Vincent McCone, and I'm joined by my longtime colleague, Luke Sirianni. Luke, how are we doing today?
Vincent, I couldn't be better. It is such a nice day out. And last year, we were here for the major lacrosse broadcast in the spring, but now we are covering the inaugural season of Montclair State flag football. And I have to say, we've been a lot busier this spring since the sport has been added.
Yeah, I mean, it's been great. And take us through this season so far and what we've seen from the team.
They've been amazing. They've been nothing but spectacular. So far this season from the Red Hawks, they have a 5-1 record and are undefeated at home. A big part of their success comes from this coaching staff. The team is led by head coach Jim Kelly and assistants Don Solari and Lindsay Sinkyu. The interesting part about this staff is they all knew each other prior to coming together to command this very talented team. Outside of their single loss in overtime, their smallest win margin was by 26 points. So far this season, they've had 3 shutout wins, and they just won a close game against the Eastern University Eagles on Thursday with a 7-6 score. The Red Hawks are absolutely in the ECAC race, beating one of the best ranked teams in the nation, and I cannot wait to see how they continue to grow this season.
Yeah, I mean, Luke, that was an amazing win, and we'll get a little bit more into that exact win, but have you seen any stars on the team? Who have been the standout players?
There have been so many standouts, but I'll just name a few. On offense, we have junior wide receiver Maya Aniko, who is leading the way, 278 yards receiving and 5 touchdowns. On defense, it's been Serenity Muhammad. She leads the group with 6 interceptions, and with contributors on both sides of the ball, Montclair State look like a force to be reckoned with all season long.
And Luke, tell us a little bit about the remaining schedule for this team.
Yeah, I mean, the season felt like it just began yesterday, but after today, the Red Hawks only have 6 regular season games remaining on the schedule. That includes 4 more ECAC conference games and 3 home games to round off the year. Although they've started off strong, they need to keep their foot on the gas to remain strong for these last few games.
Now, while, as Luke said, there are only 6 games remaining, there still may be some rules that you and I don't fully comprehend. To help us with understanding the rules of this new exciting sport is Deshaun Claiborne.
Montclair's women's flag football team has been a hot topic this spring for their inaugural season. But what are some of the differences between flag football and tackle football? First, let's go over the field of play. In tackle football, the field is 100 yards long, and the line to gain moves every 10 yards. You get 4 downs to cross the line to gain to earn a new set of downs. But in flag football, the field is only 80 yards long, and the field is split into 4 zones. These zones are 20 yards each, and you must cross into a new zone within 4 downs to gain a new set of downs. Now, let's talk about tackling. In tackle football, a play ends when the runner is tackled to the ground. But in flag football, there is no tackling. Instead, each player wears a flag belt, and the play ends where the runner's flag is pulled. The next down will still begin where the flag was pulled, just like a tackle. Next, let's talk about scoring in flag football. Touchdowns are worth 6 points, and after a touchdown, you can attempt to kick a PAT, also known as an extra point. Since there's no kicking in flag football, PAT attempts work a bit differently. In flag football, teams can run one play to try for either 1 or 2 extra points. 1-point attempts are done from the 3-yard line, and 2-point attempts are done from the 10-yard line. Also, if the ball carrier is down in their own end zone, the opposing team gets 2 points. This is known as a safety in both tackle and flag football. Next, let's talk about kicking. In tackle football, most drives start with a kickoff, but in flag football, there are no kickoffs. Instead, drives begin at the 14-yard line, which is marked by an X on the field. Also in tackle football, instead of going for it on 4th down, you can choose to either punt the ball away to the other team, or you can kick a field goal. In flag football, you can punt the ball away, but there are no field goals. Touchdowns and safeties are the only ways to put points on the board. Let's discuss blocking in flag football. In tackle football, offensive players can block for the runner with full contact, and the runner is able to block for themselves. But in flag football, Players can block for the runner, but you must have your hands behind your back. Otherwise, a penalty flag will be thrown. Also, the runner is not allowed to block defenders from pulling their flag. If they do, a flag will be thrown for flag guarding. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on Red Hawk Sports Network.
Well, we're now joined by our own football coach, Coach Palazzo. Coach, how we doing today?
I'm doing great. It's like a nice fall day out here, only in the spring.
And, you know, it's your off season. How's recruiting been? I've seen you've been around. You went to High Point the other day?
High Point the other day. I was not at High Point the other day. But
Really?
Yeah, I was not there. Who saw me there?
I thought I saw it on your story.
No. We have some good athletes. Alex Buckwald was from High Point, but I did not go there the other day. But I appreciate that you're looking at my story. That's great.
And Coach, flag football continues to grow across the country. What have you seen from these flag teams in the tri-state area?
We got some good football in New Jersey, and it's on both sides here with regular football and flag football. It's been great to watch our program grow, and not a better guy to have than Coach Kelly running the show.
And, Coach, I mean, there's a lot of differences between the rules of American football and flag football. Can you take us through? Let's start on the defensive side. What are the differences between defense that you see a lot?
I think the biggest thing is ball security, and that can be on both sides of the ball, right? So in our game, ball security is so important. We're carrying the football, we're going high and tight, we're making sure that we're keeping that football in our possession. Whereas in this game, that really doesn't matter because there's no fumbles. So defensively, we're teaching our guys to punch the ball out, and in this game, you could hold the ball out in front of you. In fact, it's encouraged because you don't want a flag guard. So that was the biggest difference for me when watching both games. And I was talking to some high school coaches that we were on the sideline together, and they were talking about you don't have to worry about ball security. You can hold the ball out here, and this way you're not flag guarding, and you're in a good spot.
And we talked about a lot of different rules. Are there any other rules in flag football that you find maybe fascinating or interesting, different from football?
I enjoy the kickoff rule. I think if you have a really good athlete back there that can make some people miss, it's a wide open field. So that punting and kickoffs, I thought that was a really impressive part of the game when it showcases your best players. So that one's a big one to me. The rest of it, a lot of the passing game marries very well to what we do in our game.
All right, Coach. Well, you know, we've talked to you a lot, and you always encourage us to come bring donuts to you. But we have, as Coach Kelly says, good sugar. So
Good sugar.
We
Okay.
got a sugar cookie for
Yeah.
you. Can you give us one good sugar for good luck for the game today?
You just want me to say good sugar?
Yeah, go for it.
Good sugar. How's that? Is that good?
I think that was great.
I think Kel's a little bit better at it than I am. I have different things I like to say, but I'm not going to say them on air today.
Good choice.
Yeah.
What can you say are like the things that you see in Coach Kelly that you also incorporate to your team?
He's extremely professional, and Coach Kell puts the time in. He's trying to find any way he can to get film and prepare his girls the best way possible. So I think that is something that we always try to do, and I learned that from playing for Coach Kell when he was here. We want to treat it professionally. It doesn't matter that it's a new sport and it's a first-year team. He's treating this like they're getting ready for the Super Bowl every week, and I think that level of professionalism is something I always want to incorporate in what I do for our team.
And when you heard the news about Coach Kelly taking over the program, what was your first reaction on it?
I was hoping that I can get him to help me coach running backs. That's what I wanted, because he's great. He is extremely consistent. One thing that I think in coaching that you should do is be consistent. If your players see you consistently and you're doing the right things consistently, that's going to lead to success. So that's something I've always admired about Coach Kell, is how consistent he is on his day-to-day approach, and something that I try to do as well.
And, you know, they got 6 games left. They've been dominating most of the competition except for Eastern that they won by 1 point last time out. What advice would you have for these final 6 games going into the playoffs?
Keep doing what got you there. I think that's the big thing for me, as being part of some teams that have had some success and also some teams that maybe haven't had some success. But when you're in that situation where you're winning a lot of games and you finally won that big game that you really wanted, and clearly that's how excited they were after the game, keep doing what got you there. Because if you start getting away from who you are and you start saying, okay, well, we're good, don't worry about it, then you're going to start running into trouble. So do the little things the right way. We always preach that in our program. Have attention to detail and keep doing what got you there so that you can continue to have some success.
And Coach, I mean, let's go back and let's look at your team a little bit. And coming up on the 2027 year, recruits coming in, a lot of different changes. Arnold Young isn't on the team anymore. What can you say about the outlook for next year's squad?
Yeah, I'm excited. The team that we have right now is energetic. We have a really good group of guys that are working really hard, and they have a really serious sense of purpose when they get out in the field. We just finished practice 7 of spring ball, and the guys, we have about 100 guys practicing right now, and they're all taking it really seriously. They're coming to work. They're coming to get better. They want to be coached. We're coaching them hard, and I'm excited for the future. I think we have a good young nucleus of guys that most of them are stepping into their junior years. So last year you saw a lot of guys, especially offensively, that were sophomores. They're going to be improving, and I don't like to get too far into predictions or anything like that. That's just not who I want to be, but I certainly think if we continue to take the right steps, we can have a pretty good season.
Coach, one last question from me. What is your score prediction today? Give us a prediction on today's game.
Ooh, that's tough. All right, well, we have arguably one of the best defenses I've ever seen. I think we've given up 24 points or 30 points on the season. So I'm going to predict a goose egg there. I think we're going to shut them out. I think our defense, we get a lot of interceptions, and I think we do the right stuff. So I'll go with, keep it modest, I'll keep it 31-0.
Not bad at all. What do you think about it?
I think it's a good score prediction, Coach. We thank you for coming on. And
Good sugar.
Some good sugar for us all. Hopefully, Coach Kelly's got some good sugar for tonight.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us. And now let's go back to an important day, which was the creation of the ECAC conference before the start of the season. It took place on February 27th, where MetLife Stadium and the New York Jets hosted all the teams in the new conference. It was a big day for women's sports, celebrating the growth of women's flag football. Each team was invited to the stage for a panel hosted by NFL reporter Kay Adams for the Redhawks. There were a lot of smiles showing off the new threads and for the preparation of their first season. Let's take a closer look at Montclair State's trip to East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Good morning and welcome to MetLife Stadium. We are so excited to kick off the inaugural season of the Jets ECAC Flag Football League. These won't be
Oh, we want the Betty. We coming for the Betty. It's like, it's kind of surreal to look at.
We're very hyped today just because, you know, it's the first time that we get to showcase what Montclair flag football represents.
So you gotta realize, the ECAC is doing a documentary, the Jets is doing a documentary, Montclair State's doing a documentary, and these 12 embrace the process. I keep on embrace the process.
I can't even believe this. It feels surreal.
All about the experience. Unbelievable.
I mean, there's some very good teams in this conference, but I got many on my team.
Today's activity by the ECA and the ECAC and the Jets is definitely good sugar.
Well, let's look at some teams that are also in the ECAC that are not in the New Jersey area. There are a couple teams in Pennsylvania representing the state. MSU won't ever play them until they fight for the Betty. But these teams, there's still a possibility to see them in the playoffs for the first time, including Marymount in Virginia, Franciscan in Ohio, Mercyhurst in Erie, PA, Penn State, Schuylkill, and a lot more.
The ECAC conference still has a lot of work to do. Teams like Montclair State University seem to have their foundation and future set. while teams like Mercy and LIU still have a lot of work to do. Of course, it's a very early development in this conference, and the ECAC will continue to grow for years to come. Can't wait to see how it shakes out.
Yeah, I mean, it's an exciting conference. It's new. The Jets have built it. They've made it. And, I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. We were both at Media Day, and it was such an exciting event to see all the teams culminating there together. It was everything that you could have asked for.
It was awesome. And the Red Hawks only have one loss to their name this season, which occurred on the road versus the Eastern University Eagles. The game went into overtime, and the Eagles won the game 18-12. Let's take a look at it on March 17th. It was a battle of the defenses, and it was an eye-opening game for Montclair State's offense. Hadia Bell was able to air out the ball with over 200 passing yards, but had 3 interceptions, which helped Eastern University capitalize in overtime. Maya Aniko, who you see right there, was the standout player for Montclair State with 108 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. This battle gave Montclair a taste of their very best football in the in the ECAC conference and prepared them for their rematch that took place last week here at Sprague Field.
Yeah, I mean, it started April 9th, and we are going to look into some highlights because if you think this was a defensive battle, you are not ready for this next game. It ended 7-6, and I think the Red Hawks kind of took that first loss personally.
In shotgun
They
formation.
came out and they wanted it all. We started here with this great pass over to Muhammad, who scores the touchdown to make it 6-0 for the Red Hawks. And then Weston would score the extra point to keep it going for them. This was all they needed. They would keep it locked down for the next 3 quarters, scoreless. Both teams kept it locked down. No scores in the second and third quarter. It wasn't until the 4th quarter that we saw anything. And you see, the defense played a huge part. Eastern makes a big tackle there to keep the Red Hawks from scoring. And then the Red Hawks, a huge run, but nothing comes of it. Again, 7-6. The final, it was incredible. Again, it wouldn't be until the 4th quarter with any score would be found. And here's Hadia Bell, who was looking around, and it's intercepted, a huge interception that would keep them from scoring their 2nd touchdown. Eastern kept this one close, and that's what was such an exciting game about this one. It wasn't until this play right here that Eastern would get on the board and they would score their first to make it 7-6. That was Schelper, making it only a 1-point game. But they would keep the flag pulled so there would be no score, making it a 7-6 final. That's all we saw, and that was an insane game. I mean, I watched it from home. That was everything you could have asked for from this defense. And, I mean, defense wins championships, and these two teams are showing that they have the defense to back up their championship run.
No doubt. What a game it was. Now, enough for flag football. We'll get to a lot more of it throughout the afternoon. But moving on to the Diamond, the Montclair State baseball team has had a strong spring season. They have already reached the 20-win mark with 10 more regular seasons to spare. They currently sit at a 5-3 record in the NJAC Conference with a 27-1 overall record. They still remain dominant and at home and in conference play. And there are so many storylines within this Red Hawk team, but one interesting one relates to senior catcher Zach Stearns, and you see it right there. He is batting over 400, which is high for a catcher, but that is not the most intriguing thing about him. What is unique is he's been hit by 31 pitches this season, which is the most in Division III baseball this season across the country.
Yeah, I mean, you see he gets that elbow in a little bit there, and sometimes it clips him. He might be around the plate a little bit, but still phenomenal.
A lot of the success around the team has been because of this freshman class, which has been so dominant. This includes Danny O'Brien and John Tomshow, who combined for 47 RBIs. For Danny O'Brien, he moved all the way up north from Texas for college baseball and is batting over 350 in his first season. John Tomshow has also been a crucial piece to Coach Lorber's team with a 1.067 OPS. Now, both of these players look more than comfortable in the program and will continue to grow in the future for Coach Dave Lorber, and I think he has recruited awesome out there in the offseason.
Well, it's nice to talk about the team, but let's go to Tyler Copen, who is at the field right now. at the field right now and getting ready. But first, before we get there, the remaining schedule for this baseball team, I mean, it is an exciting rest of the year. Luke, what are we looking at?
Yeah, so only 10 remaining games for Montclair State in the baseball season, and they are all in conference play. All of these teams' games remaining could not be more meaningful. TCNJ, NJCU, Rutgers Camden, Ramapo, and Rutgers Newark to round off the regular season.
Well, we've done a lot of talking here, and I'm sure that you've loved our company, but we're not done just yet. In fact, we're going to add a member who's not here with us. He's all the way at Yogi Berra Stadium. Tyler Copen. Tyler, how you doing, bud?
I must tell you guys, it is pretty windy out here, but it couldn't be any more perfect. The sun is shining, only a couple clouds in sight, and what a better day for Senior Day here at Yogi Berra Stadium. There are 8 total seniors on this team this year. Lucas Eggenhauser, Colin Dallin, Evan Wood, Colin Bernhard, Michael Wansaw Jr., Chase Fisher, Matt Kaliski, and Zach Stearns. And remember that name, Zach Stearns. He has been unbelievable this year. You guys mentioned it in the pregame, how impressive his hit by pitches have been this season. But I think his consistency behind the plate is a thing that is really impressive. 128 total games played here at Montclair. He has started 111 of them. And not only that, batting .425 this season and has 26 RBIs. Both of those are career highs. On the bump for the Redhawks today is Colin Dallin, a transfer from Seton Hall. And that's pretty common with this team. 6 of the 8 seniors this season are transfers. Now let's see about this matchup. The TCNJ Lions, who have been the Redhawks' kryptonite in the past couple years. Since 2023, Montclair is 0-7-1 against TCNJ. And not only that, in the last 5 of 6 matchups, the Lions have scored double-digit runs. They are a firepower against the Montclair pitching staff. Dallin is going to look to hold the Lions to low-scoring runs and let the offense do the work as they have done all season. Now back to the gridiron with you guys.
Well, Tyler, we're not done with you just yet because we want to talk about the other diamond that I think is like a 4-minute walk away from Yogi Berra Stadium. What's going on with the softball team over at MSU Softball Stadium?
Yeah, softball, they have been unbelievable, and it's all about the star power freshmen. 16 total freshmen on the squad, and one of the best freshmen has been Zoe Turner, who steals a bunch of bags. She's a force to be reckoned with. A lefty, a slap hitter, likes to bunt, and boy, she can get to first base in a hurry. I mean, the softball team, it's also led by the pitching of Carly Mockenhaupt, a transfer student this season, the first year that she's playing with the Redhawks. She has been unbelievable. A sub-2 ERA for her. It's all been the pitching and the base running for the softball team this season.
Well, thank you so much, Tyler. We'll keep going to him throughout today's game. But let's talk a little bit about that softball team. We'll start off. Listen, they got some fresh faces on the mound to start this year. The pitching numbers have been incredible. Fresh faces, and they're all new. And this is what they've combined to do. All their first seasons, currently 10 shutouts. They've put up 10 donuts against teams. Incredible. 1 save, I would say that's a low number, but you want to know when they're crushing the ball on the other end, you don't need saves like that. 132 strikeouts, a 2.08 ERA, not to mention a 1.18 whip. Incredible numbers, and a 243 opponent batting average against. One of those shutouts, and probably why that whip, ERA, and opponent batting average is so low, is because of Jordan Tarabokia, who won NJAC Rookie of the Week earlier this week. She also threw a no-hitter in her freshman year. I mean, this is what you want to see coming out of this one. She's been incredible. And Carly Mockenhaupt is another addition to this team. She's transferring from East Stroudsburg in her junior year to be a Redhawk. She leads all pitchers on the team with 59 strikeouts. I mean, talk about that. That's incredible. And you look at this season, the team added former pitcher Bella Boosie to the coaching staff. And Boosie, as a senior last year, ended the season with an ERA of 1.65 and has returned to the program with a pitching rotation that is fairly new to the college softball or to the NJAC conference. Boosie can be a perfect mentor to the new players. She now gets to be close to the remaining sport and what she loves as she's taking her new role. Let's now take a look at the remaining NJAC schedule for this team. Later this afternoon, the Redhawks take on the number 15 in the country, Stockton University. That's going to be a hard one. It's a doubleheader, and it's a face-off. Matchups all the way through the regular season. There's just one more out-of-conference matchup against Baruch College, and the remaining is all NJAC opponents, as you can see on your screen right now. So far, they're at a 4-4 record, but that is nothing to what's coming up.
Let's now move to men's lacrosse, where they look to join a new conference, which is familiar to the rest of the athletics on campus. In 2027, they will join the NJAC Conference, the New Jersey Athletic Conference, with a little bit of a twist through as Centenary College in Louisiana and Colorado College will join the conference. A bit of a long road trip to come to New Jersey when those two teams do face off in New Jersey, but very familiar other faces, Kane, Stockton, and SUNY New Paltz. In this new conference, there will be two division-like placements, the gold and blue divisions, and the gold division holds Colorado and Louisiana, and one New Jersey team. Every 2 years, a new New Jersey team will join the Golden Division.
I think it's such an interesting placement for the league, and I'm really interested to know who's the first NJAC New Jersey NJAC team that joins the Gold Division. We'll find out next year, which is very exciting, or maybe soon to be. We'll find out.
Can't wait for it. And also, while the men get ready for next season and continue their dominance this year with a current 10-3 record with only 2 games remaining in the schedule, the star attacker, Ryan Verbuchen, has slipped in 39 goals. Shout out to Ryan Verbuchen from Hillsborough, New Jersey, right in my neck of the woods, transferred and came back to Montclair State and is having a killer senior year.
Always has to make a Bridgewater or Somerset County joke. It always has to find its way in there somewhere. Well, you want to know what? We're done with all the Bridgewater talk. Let's look on the other side of the ball. As for the women, they find themselves at a 4-4 season. Their most recent game was against Ramapo, which broke their 3-game losing streak, where they were outscored by opponents 32-13. It hasn't been pretty, but there's been a lot of upside on this team. One of the upside has been that goalie right there, Joey Gropkov, who's been incredible. McCartney with 21 points this season, 17 goals, including 4 assists in only 8 games. That's someone that you can look at for the future coming up, someone that you can build off of. Let's look at the rest of this schedule for the team. Now, they're starting off by versing the Eastern Connecticut State. After that, they'll verse Connecticut College, Stockton University, Rowan University, and Kane University to end out their season before playoffs begin on April 29th. Now, there's a lot of fun ones here, but I got to say my favorite to look at is Connecticut College. Do you know what their mascot is?
No, tell me.
The Camels. The Connecticut College Camels. I was looking up why. It's because they're very, not leveled. They're very consistent, and they can drive through, which I guess camels can do. I've never actually seen a camel to see.
I can't say I've seen one either.
No, I haven't. Hey, but when I go to the desert finally and I see the camels, I will contact Connecticut College about their consistency.
Let me know how they are in person. I need to know.
We'll see. Well, we'll have to find out how they finish out their season. But again, NJAC tournament begins on the 29th. It's an exciting one for them, but it's a season that they'll come back to, and they play the NJAC again next year, unlike the men who are joining the NJAC next year.
And now the sports documentary covering this flag football team right behind us called Red Hawks Rising. We're going to give you a little bit of a trailer, and then we're going to be joined by a very special guest after.
It means so much that I can represent the first season at Montclair State and just create history.
And I would say more than the quality of the product that we're going to put on the field, and also more importantly, how these young ladies bond together. Okay, how we talk about family, we talk about the adversity that we're going to face. How are we going to? It's about we, not me, and how are we going to come together.
No matter what, you guys have to get better today. No matter who the opponent is, if it's our scout defense, if it's LIU, if it's Eastern, if it's Kane, no matter who's out there, like Coach said, you versus you.
and you could find Red Hawks Rising on YouTube. But now we are joined by a very special guest on set, our friend and Montclair State senior, Liana Santos, who has been doing an incredible job in this flag football class, one of the main leaders in the class. Liana, how have you been enjoying this season so far?
It's honestly been a really fun season, just getting to be behind a camera and filming sports is something I grew up love doing, so being able to do it for a class is really cool.
And Liana, I mean, you know all the behind-the-scenes stuff. You know everything that goes into this documentary. Yes. What can you tell the audience of over 2,000 people that have watched this documentary? They don't know how much goes into it. What can you tell about it that goes into the preparation for this?
Well, it's honestly really been a lot. A lot of us clock in over 100 hours. Luke, we're over 100 hours at this semester alone. But it starts on the field filming stuff, and then we go and we DIT the footage right away, and then we have teams that log that footage. And from there, we have script writers for the episode, editors, segment editors. There's so many pieces that go into it, and it's all just like a revolving door.
What has been your favorite part of covering? Can you talk about the experience you had with Hibachi, joining the players at a nice dinner?
Honestly, I feel like I'm a part of the team. The team behind us, the energy is just so great. Every girl on that team just comes in and gives it their all, and being able to document that, it makes it so easy for us because it's like the energy's there and we're just there to capture it.
And as a film and TV major, that's what you are majoring in. You have dipped your feet in sports production, but now, like you said, this semester, hundreds of hours, hard work, long nights. What's the main difference between covering this flag football team and doing your normal film sets?
Well, so typically my normal film sets, that's months and months of pre-production, and we go from pre-production to actual production to post-production. Versus this, we have a 2-week turnaround on every single episode. Our first episode, we had 3 months to get footage, edit everything, put it together. But since I think March 6th, it's been 2 weeks consistently. And just being able to adapt to that and get everything out on time, it's definitely a challenge, but it's a difference.
Speaking of the challenges, I mean, working with this group, you guys have overcome a lot. I'm not in the class, but I've heard the stories from the class because everyone is. What challenges have you really had to leap above and get around?
I think it's just all of us. Like you said earlier, it's a sports comm class with some film and TV majors. I don't know how this class was going to be done with just sports comm kids. I'm not going to lie. So being able to figure out where everybody's at and being able to put all our skills together and put different people on different things. It's definitely been a challenge, but I feel like at this point in the semester, we've gotten a hang of it pretty well.
It's been a lot of coming up with things on the fly, right? Adjusting as time goes. There's days we walk into a game, we're like, oh, we're going to get coach at halftime. Then something changes, you have to pivot. And I wanted to ask you, because film and TV, there's a lot of, you're going right off the script. There's not a lot of adjusting. How have you been able to adjust, on the fly in quick, high-paced environments with this team?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with we have field producers out on the field. So you'll have 4 or 5 cameras up and down the sidelines in the end zones, but then we have 2 or 3 field producers running around, capturing things that we can't, and then grab us to go get that. So
what about the off-the-field stuff? I mean, we're going to talk about it a little bit later, but you guys went to Jen Farah's radio show. And you went to Hibachi, as we mentioned earlier. I mean, the off-the-field, how important is it to the documentary as much as the on-the-field?
I mean, honestly, the off-the-field stuff is just as important. We want to show character, and we want to show what these girls are really about. And at the end of the day, they're here to play flag football, but it's a family. And being able to capture that, like Hibachi, that was such a fun thing. A whole night of just, laughing and, just having fun, and that's really what it's about.
I do want to go back to something you said before.
Yeah,
you're very right. The sports communication majors would not be able to do this class on their own. Yourself, Kayleen, we're always asking questions. How do I change this camera setting? What do I do here? My lighting's messed up. You guys have been such a great addition. And I do want to ask you, you might not know, and it's okay, you're young, you have a long career ahead. Would you ever consider going into sports production full time?
Definitely. I grew up saying that my dream job would be filming for the NFL, so for sure.
And we really compared this documentary to Hard Knocks. How do you think so far we've done that 3 episodes in?
I mean, I think we've really nailed it. Again, it's NFL. They're a whole production company. We're a class, but we're getting that stuff done. And at the rate that we're doing it, it's really impressive.
Now, last question for me.
Course.
I mean, this is such an exciting class. It's so much fun to watch it from the outside. For students that are watching the documentaries and, students at Montclair State that can get involved in it. And, it's not going to be the inaugural flag football season. That one's going to be done by the time you're done with the documentary. What can you say for students that are on the fence about joining this class?
I say get involved. Before this semester, I was doing some film sets and stuff, but I'm touching a camera 4 or 5 times a week. I'm going out and filming. I'm building connections, and there's been opportunities that have come from that I'm very grateful for, and it's been just a great experience. So definitely get involved.
You are the main producer for episode 5, but you've been involved in all of them.
Yes.
Where can you tell the audience where we could find episode 4 coming out and where we are progress-wise on it?
Yeah, of course. So we're on YouTube. It's Red Hawks Rising, Our Game, Our Story. And then episode 4 should be coming out shortly.
Nice. Anything else you want to add to let the audience know about this documentary?
Definitely check it out. It's definitely worth the while.
I agree with you, Liana. Thank you so much for joining us on the set. And Red Hawks Rising, if you would like to check YouTube, you heard her.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
They said it was just flag football, but to me, it was everything. Early mornings, late nights, every rep, every route I ran.
Dragons are driving later in the second. Valente goes deep down the field, but she's intercepted by Ariana Clark.
Every touchdown I scored.
One of the state's top receivers getting
It's discipline, it's vision, it's toughness without pads. And it built me. My family, my coaches, everyone who believed in me, thank you. And today, I'm proud to announce I'm committing to Montclair State University. This isn't the end of the journey, it's the next level. The work doesn't stop here, this is just the beginning.
We now introduce a very, very special guest, plural. Brian Connor is Mount Olive High School's flag football coach, and we bring a commit to Montclair State, Molly Smythe, a senior at Mount Olive. How are you both doing? And are we excited to be here at Sprague Field today?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm so excited to be here and watch my future team. I'm excited to meet some of the players and say hi to Coach Kelly.
Very cool. Coach, how excited are you here? You got the full team here on the sideline. How excited are you here to have everyone?
No, this is great. It's a great experience because Molly's coming here, but I want the girls to see what it's like. So we have a couple other girls that are interested in playing flag now. So let them see what a college game looks like. So it should be a great experience.
And Coach, I mean, we were talking earlier. What are the differences between high school flag football and college flag football? I know it's kind of a different game in some senses.
It's not that much different, I don't believe. Yeah, I mean, again, this is the first time for myself watching a girls' college game, so I'm going to learn a little more about it as well. But for the most part, it's very similar, except obviously now you're dealing with much older women, a lot bigger, faster, stronger, like everything. So let's see what it looks like.
Awesome. And Molly, I mean, a commit here now. Are you excited for next year? What brought you to Montclair State?
I am so excited. Honestly, Coach Kelly brought me here. He's amazing. Everything he was saying was right. I viewed the campus and I fell in love with it. I fell in love with him and what he was saying. And I'm just really excited to come here next year and play for them. Hopefully, we'll have success.
And you guys have your team behind the cameras. I don't know if they can see them. But how supporting are all the girls behind the camera for you?
They are so supportive. They're awesome. Yeah.
What about any coaches that are watching our stream now and see the highlights on our camera of your team? What should they think when they hear Mount Olive flag football team?
No pressure. We're a very good team. We're very aggressive. We come out with 100% confidence, and we'll do anything to win. So they should be a little scared and be ready for a good game.
And Coach, from a coaching side, what would you say when you hear the Mount Olive flag football team?
We've had a lot of success the last couple of years, like she said. The girls are great. They're really hardworking. We're able to do a lot of things offensively, schematically. They really understand. They bought into it. I think our strength definitely is our defense. We've been able to have a bunch of shutouts last year, this year. But the girls, it gets nasty at times. So they get physical. They do. They don't back down from anybody.
And Coach, I mean, it's finally a sport that we're seeing rise at the collegiate level, at the high school level. How have you seen it really grow?
Oh, it's grown tremendously. This is our 5th year doing it now. In our first year, there was only about 20, 30 teams. Now we're closer to 90 teams. We had almost 50 girls try out. We had to, unfortunately, cut our roster down to 29, talking to other schools. But the biggest thing is, besides the numbers, the competition level has gotten a lot greater. It's a lot tougher. It used to be, okay, 1 or 2 dominant teams, but now everyone has really picked their game up. So it's much more competitive and tougher games now.
What's the excitement at the high school level for it getting started at the collegiate level?
I think there's a lot of excitement. I think like Molly's coming here, and we've had a couple other girls. that are now talking about that normally never would have considered before. Oh, I'm a soccer player, I'm a flag, I'm a field hockey player, but now it's like, oh, this is an option for me. And they're looking at some schools, and some girls have asked me, and I've had college coaches now, along with the recruiting from the fall. Now I'm getting it for girls flag football too. So I have to really read my emails a little more closely. Are they for the fall or for the spring football? I have to figure it out.
And Molly, what about you? I mean, can you tell us a little bit about your game? What can we be expecting to see at Sprague Field next year?
Definitely aggression. I'll do anything to get the ball into the end zone, whatever it takes. And yeah, just aggression. That's my style of game.
Awesome.
Yep.
Very exciting. Well, listen, we wish you the best in coming to Montclair
Yeah,
next year.
thank you.
Coach, we wish your team the best.
Thank you.
And we hope to see the sport grow and continue to flourish as we have this last couple of years.
Absolutely.
There you go. The team is behind you. If they want to come behind the screen, and we can get everyone
Come on,
over
get behind,
here.
say hi.
Come
There you go,
behind.
come on.
I think that the world needs to see the Mount
There
Olive
you go.
team.
Yeah.
Got most of them here. Yeah, I knew she'd be first.
There we go. Look at this. The whole Mount Olive team is here.
Come on, get
Are we
in
all
there.
coming? There we go.
Yeah,
Wow. Well, from our hearts to yours, we are very excited to see Mount Olive in the coming months, and we can't wait to see Molly in a Montclair uniform.
Yeah.
And Coach O'Connor, we go to see a couple
We'll be
more
back,
recruits.
Absolutely. Hopefully we'll have some more. Make some noise, girls. Let's go.
All right. Well, we're going to go to our next thing because you're seeing a lot of people here, and while video has the potential to capture an audience, it loses all credibility without audio. Montclair's Jen Farah uses the power of audio in her radio show, Hey Jude, on 90.3 WMSC, named after her favorite band, the Beatles. So let's twist and shout as the Red Hawks Rising documentary crew come together and take us inside the show.
Welcome to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. This is Hey Jude. My radio show, Hey Jude, is about music and my love for music. It's about classic rock, psychedelic rock, surf rock, indie rock. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Hey Jude. This is your host, Genevieve Farah, and you just heard two songs, Magic Man by Heart and Down to the Waterline by Dire Straits. I would say I got my love for music from my parents, just growing up and having music constantly playing. And we always had vinyls and record players as well throughout my house. So I became interested and intrigued with vinyls. So that got me into older music, and that's all my parents listened to. What my show is named after. And it's named after my middle name too, Jude. So it all works. And the Beatles are my favorite band, if I haven't said that 90 million times on my other shows. The show starts at 7 a.m. And how do I manage that with my flag football schedule? It's a pretty easy manage. Honestly, it gives me a good balance between flag football and, something else I love. Yeah, I just love music. So then I saw there was a radio station here when I wasn't on basketball anymore and I needed to fill my time with things. And I started to get really more involved on campus because I didn't have a sport anymore, and saw that you can become a host of your own show. I just talk about music, and I'm like, why wouldn't I want to do that? We actually are going to change things up a little bit. I have my first ever guest on Hey Jude.
Glad to be here. I'm Nick Quinones. I am a producer on Red Hawks Rising.
I played flag football here for the university. They came up with a class here at Montclair that wanted to document the whole entire flag football season. I'm going to get to show my kids this documentary. Thank you guys. You just listened to Hey Jude. That's an end to our show today. So it's about everything I love, really.
Wow, such a great story on Jen Farah, who has been so well-rounded here at Montclair State, both on the field and live on the radio. Now, similar to Farah is wide receiver Maya Aniko. She's played multiple different sports and has now found her new home on this flag football team. Let's take a closer look into her story.
Red Hawks on 3, 1, 2, 3. Red Hawks!
I've loved football since I was little. Me and my mom watch football every weekend. A dream of mine since I was little. I remember talking to someone at a sports camp I was at that I wanted to play football, and I meant like tackle football, and he was like, do it. I was like, I can't do that, I'm a girl. Like I've always wanted to play. I played in the backyard with my brother, like tackle football with like 4 of his guy friends, and the goal of the game was to run through a bunch of guys and get to the other side.
Gone! Wow! What a catch and what a touchdown!
I remember texting one of the girls on the team, was like, hey, can I come to a practice? And she was like, sure. They were super welcoming, and this is the first time I played a sport since I stopped playing soccer here. Playing sports my whole life has prepared me, but also just being on the soccer team for the short amount of time just showed me like the culture here at Montclair, like the athlete culture, and how tight everyone is and how cool it is to be an athlete here. Not many people can say they were part of the first team ever at the varsity level at a university. My mom would always say, when I would talk to her, she's like, you are the culture, you are the standard. Like the group that is with us now sets the culture for the team. They set the standard. Everyone's looking at us, watching to see if we mess up, watching to see if we fail, watching to see if we do well. It's super important to set that standard for flag football is here to stay, and we're gonna do some amazing things, and we deserve to be here. We deserve the respect that every other sport at this school gets. If I could tell even sophomore year me, freshman year me, that I'm on the flag football team, no, I would not believe myself for a second. And I feel like the reason why this is going so well, I'm just having the best time of my life with the best girls I could ever ask for and the most amazing coaching staff.
I'm literally just watching everyone. Everyone's in such a better mood. I'm happy.
Wow, I mean, such a great story again from another athlete, Maya Aniko. She finally found her home at her favorite sport in football. As you saw in the piece, a lifelong dream for her.
I think the best quote that you can look at from that entire piece was at the end when she says, look, I'm just having fun. I mean, that's the best feeling. So many players, so many athletes throughout their time, from being, 5 years old and wanting to be the biggest star in the league to getting to college, somewhere in between, a lot of players lose their love for the game, but it's so nice to see that Maya has found her sport finally. And the same with Jen. Both players have found their sport and have really flourished on this team, and it looks like they're having fun, and it's good to know that they are.
Yeah, for sure, and it could be stressful too, balancing academics, practices, games. You're having long nights. You're squeezing in or cramming in your homework, and these two athletes now seem like they are so happy. For Jen specifically, it is her last semester as a student here at Montclair State, and I don't think you could end it off any way better. Maya now is going to have next year, because she'll be a senior coming up in the fall, to have another season on flag football, and we saw it. There's going to be so many great recruits. We saw Mount Olive. You mentioned the one commit that's already committed here, and then other players have interest. Coach Kelly just does it better than anyone in this conference with recruiting.
Yeah, and we are not alone. As I said, Tyler Copen is around with us right now, and we're going to go to him in just a little bit. But, I mean, again, Luke, this is such an exciting time. Jen, I will say, has a close place to my heart, because when she left basketball, it was I was one of the first people that she came up to and said that I want to join the radio station, and it's nice to see the Hey Jude story has come out and has been great. We now throw it to one of our favorites, the man, the myth, the legend. Tyler Copen is somewhere with a special someone to tell you a little bit about their story.
Well, now I'm back on the other side of campus here at Sprague Field, and I'm joined by Danny Greenhalgh, the father of Gianna Marie Greenhalgh. Danny, we always see these number 3 shirts in the crowd. I have to ask, are you superstitious, and have you washed it?
No, I haven't washed it, and I am superstitious.
But, yeah, a lot of people show up to see G play, man. And girls flag football is awesome, so got to love it.
She had a great game against Kane here on Monday. What was going through your mind when she was running back that pick six?
Oh, my God. I was like, oh, my God, she's doing it again. I mean, she's got great instincts for the game, and she knows more about football than I do.
You had a great story before when we were talking off air. How did she start up playing flag football?
Actually, it was when she was like 6 or 7 years old. A friend of ours was the fastest kid in the team, played for the Panthers, and we hadn't seen them in a while. We went to his game, and we were off the field after the game, and he tried to sneak up on G and give her a bear hug out of the corner of her eye. She saw him, took off. He could not catch her. The head coach for the Panthers came over to me and goes, "Can she play football?" I laughed. It was like, I don't know, bro. Girl on the boys' league might be a little tough, but she's had the bug since she was little for football.
And she was a three-sport athlete in high school. When did you know that football was her main sport?
It was sophomore year. I think Wayne started a football team, and she basically said, "Dad, I'm going to drop everything and focus on football."
How did she react when she finally figured out that flag football would go from a club sport to a varsity sport? Because you said she didn't play when it was just a club team.
Oh, my God. It was like her favorite team won the Super Bowl. I got a text message followed by a phone call, and when I got home that night, the pure excitement of her that it finally was going to happen and it's going to start all over again and build a team like she did in high school at the college level. Oh, my God. It was through the roof. She was so stoked.
And she's a coach, too. You said she coached last year. Do you see her on the field kind of like coaching, like being like a player's coach almost?
Yeah, and I hope that's what she becomes as a coach at a college, just so that this never ends and I continue to buy gear and continue to go to games for the rest of my life.
What's your message to her as she goes out there every single game and competes?
I just tell her, do your best and be a team player.
Thank you, Danny. We appreciate it
I
very
appreciate
much.
it, buddy.
Guys, back to you in the booth.
Thank you, Tyler. We're very excited because her story is one of many of playing in high school, coming to college. They don't have a team, but then they make a team. And, I mean, that has been the story for so many different players. It really is exciting.
And it works out so well for Danny Greenwald. He is the loudest guy up there at the games. If you were on the sideline, I've been able to cover the flag football documentary in class. He is the loudest player. She has an interception. He goes absolutely crazy, and he's just such a great character to connect with.
He really is. I mean, I announced the first game, and he was screaming the entire game. Sometimes I'll pause while I'm broadcasting, and I'll just look down at the parents to see what they're screaming. And he was the first parent that I saw that really, really was screaming and going crazy. Now, listen, we're talking, and you may see a new face on your screen, and that is Justin Randell, because we're about to go up to the booth in a little bit. Justin, how we doing, bud?
I'm doing great, Vin. Glad to be joined alongside you. But I must say, before we begin, loving the tie selection. Purple with the white shirt in the background, absolute class.
You like my tie? You want to know what? I have to be honest. This wasn't my first option, and then my roommates told me that it was the best option that I had to go with. But before we get to the game, we got a little under 10 minutes. Justin, 3 keys to the game for this one.
You got to start off with the defense. Defense wins games, and on the season, Montclair State has only given up 30 points overall, 24 from the defense. The other 6 came on a pick 6 from Hadia Bell back in the first game of the season. So their defense has been absolutely stellar, and they're going to need to play so well if they're going to come away with this victory over Mount St. Mary.
I like that. What about key number 2? What are we looking at for the key number 2?
Score early, plain and simple. They have scored in 5 of their first 6 games. They've scored first, so whenever they get ahead, they are obviously in great position. They're going to have to do the same today if they want to win.
And I know that one game that they didn't score was their first game of the season, and they were at the 1-yard line, and if it wasn't for that pick, they probably have 6 of 6 games that they've started first. They've scored first. I mean, that's impressive stats. All right, let's get to key number 3. What do you got, Justin?
Win the turnover margin. Montclair State has outscored their opponents in the turnover ratio 25-9. So when they're in position, getting interceptions, obviously getting the turnovers on 4th down as well, turnover on downs, that has been a key for them all season long. They have to remain doing the same if they want to come away with the win.
All right, Justin. Well, for our audience, we've had a lot of fun with you, and we'll see you at halftime. But for the booth, it's your time to shine.
All right, thank you, Vin, and welcome everybody to Sprague Field on the campus of Montclair State University. As you see, we're joined alongside a few other people here. CJ Staniak, Thomas Gaffney Jr. So glad to be calling this game alongside you both. And we're getting ready for this action today. Montclair State 5-1 on the season. Mount St. Mary 1-5. These teams are going in different directions. CJ.
Yeah, 100%. And well, Justin, there's no other way to say it. They just came off their best win in program history on Thursday when they took down Eastern 7-6, a nationally ranked team at that. So I'm curious to see now coming into today how this changes and where you go from here, because that was a program-defining win, and I think they learned a lot about themselves on Thursday. I mean, we'll see what they're made of today, but I expect them to run off of this momentum.
And that's not it. You still have – that was only one game that was circled on the schedule. You have 6 more remaining to get down into the into the ECAC championship game. And honestly, I think Coach Kelly's looking at it. Yes, that was the game to win, but now you have, again, like I said, 6 more games to look forward to eventually try to win the Betty. And I know all these players are looking into it. That is the goal at the end of the season. But again, you still have a long way to go to get there.
We're obviously getting closer to game time, but before we do that, I want to take a little bit of a look at the lineups, both offense and defense. We'll break it down for you very shortly once we get that shown on our screen here, but it's going to be a very good game today. Obviously, we had the score prediction from Coach Palazzo back in the pregame. As here we go, looking at the offensive lineup. CJ, I'm going to turn it over to you for offense.
Yeah, 100%, Justin. And, as you look at this, the thing that stands out to me, and the word that I would use is playmakers, because that's what Montclair State has offensively and defensively. I'm looking across the pass catchers. Hadia Bell, obviously the freshman at quarterback, controlled the turnovers last game, and that was the most important thing. The one turnover, the interception, led to the only Eastern touchdown of the day, but there are playmakers across the board for this offense.
Now, of course, also, defense wins games, both of you, CJ and Tom. Tom, I want to turn it over to you on the defensive side. Tell me more about it.
You see a lot of the similar players on defense as well for this team. I think I want to focus a lot on the linebackers between Jen Farah and Maya Aniko. I say they're the quarterbacks of the defense, and they have been absolutely spectacular. But also, right there at the rush, Bree Carter has been absolutely phenomenal. Last game against Eastern, 7 total tackles, 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss. She was absolutely amazing. And then you look at the DBs. Kamora Weston, Gianna Marie Greenlaw. Gianna Marie Greenlaw had a pick 6 against Kane, 61 yards, took it to the house. This whole defense comes alive. Serenity Muhammad as well back there at safety. She has been on fire. 5 interceptions in her last 4 games. And Coach Palazzo said it very well on the pregame that this defense is one of the best he's ever seen, and I completely agree with him.
And you said it completely right. It's also great to just have 2 players that play both sides. You talked about Jen Farah, has a little bit of quarterback experience, also plays linebacker. You mentioned Gianna Marie Greenalch, which gives you both on offense and defense as well. But we're moments away here from the national anthem honoring our nation's colors. But CJ, I know you have a little bit more you want to talk about here.
Well, I just wanted to mention also that the offense transfers to the defense, Tom. You mentioned that both ways you're going to see people play offense and then play on the defensive side of the ball, not even head to the sideline first. I think a good personification of that is Serenity Muhammad, who we talked about. And I used the word playmaker just a few minutes ago, but it is someone who plays defensive back the same way that she plays wide receiver. I mean, she had the touchdown against Eastern, the deep ball over the top. And I was thinking, where have I seen that before? And it's her 6 interceptions on the season. They look very, very similar. It's just getting a ball over the top. She looks like a receiver when she's playing DB. And that's really something that kind of exudes and takes this defense over the top. It's how well they play on both sides of the ball.
So again, we're very close to beginning the national anthem, but let's shift over to Mount St. Mary because I think we got to give them a little bit more credit. Despite them being 1-5 on the season, they do have some playmakers as well. They're led by their quarterback, Alyssa Sarlo, number 10. She has 6 passing touchdowns on the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And Alyssa Sarlo is someone that they're going to need to rely on. Sabrina Sire, also the running back and DB, 4 interceptions for her on the season. Like to see her get involved and create turnovers, but she's done a little bit of everything, receiving touchdowns, rushing touchdowns. And there's a lot of youth on this team as well. They're still at the club level right now, still learning to play this game and to move forward. So I'm interested to see, because they're kind of a big question mark coming into today.
They're kind of just putting their feet into the water right now, where, again, CJ said they're still at the club level. They're trying to come in as their first season. They didn't really have a full season to recruit, but now you go into this year, you're kind of just trying to test out things just a little bit, and you have a way to play against these good teams, try to learn from these good teams, that next year you can come up. If you do transfer from club level to NCAA level, it's a way to stepping stone against these good teams. And here today, I think they're just going to try to figure out, against a really good Montclair State team, what to do in these games heading forward this season.
Now, both programs, they were supposed to face off against each other a little bit over a week ago. That game was unfortunately postponed. Not sure what the reasoning was behind it, but nonetheless, this will be the first matchup in the history against these two teams here as the national anthem is going underway. But we're still going to continue to talk amongst ourselves here. But overall, I want to get both of your scoring predictions for this game. We obviously talked about Coach Palazzo having his score prediction of 31-0. Do you kind of see something a little bit similar, or are you guys going to go a different route here?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to say for, again, the team, the postponement already before the first game, and for Montclair State, we don't know how they respond. I wouldn't be surprised if they spin their wheels a little bit out of the gate, a little too amped coming off of that win, but I think they're a team that adjusts mid-game very, very well, so I anticipate that Montclair State does come out with something similar to Coach Palazzo's score, and of course, that would mean 20s or 30s on offense and something near a 0 on defense.
I'm going to take one of your keys to the game, and I think it's starting off early. And I think coming off a huge win against Eastern, I think, yes, they could be a little bit amped up going into this game, but I think they're just going to continue how good they've been playing. I think they're going to go out there, potentially score a touchdown on that opening drive, maybe 2 scores in that first quarter. I think they're going to go out there and score very well, but I think this is also going to be a shutout. I think this defense has been playing amazing, and I also see a similar scoreline of Coach Palazzo's 31-0. I'm going to say, let's say 36-0.
All right, I like it. So we're getting close to the start of this one, but we talked a little bit about Alyssa Sarlo, the freshman for Mount St. Mary. Let's shift over to the other side, the freshman for Montclair State, Hadia Bell, who did not play in that game against Kane a little over a week ago. She came back against Eastern University, picked up that big win over a ranked opponent. What have you seen from her?
And again, I think it's the limiting turnovers, which I give her a lot of credit. And that win coming back against Eastern, obviously she missed the game against Kane, but for her to come back and only throw 1 interception, obviously, it was a detrimental result in that regard as soon as she threw the pick, but I think that's, the lesson to be learned. If she controls her turnovers, keeps the ball out of the middle of the field and across her body at times and out of trouble, they'll be in a good place.
So we're getting close to the start here as Mount St. Mary will have their first possession on the opening drive. Again, led by freshman quarterback Alyssa Sarlo. First snap, Sarlo rolls out right, and it's a sack. Looks like it's Bree Carter on the tackle.
I mentioned Bree Carter right in the pregame when the defense graphics popped up. 2 sacks last game. She is continuing her day. She has been a dominant force at that rush position this season, and she's coming in starting early on in this game.
Such a perplexing day from her on Thursday because there were a few flags that came out, but also maybe the best game statistically for her.
Sarlo on second down, looks deep, and it's intercepted! Gianna Marie Greenhalgh with the interception, and starting off early. We talked about defense wins games, and Greenhalgh does exactly that.
Yeah, and who better on this first drive than Gianna Marie Greenhalgh? She's someone who every time she touches the football, whether it be offensively or defensively, it's a big play. And right away, Sarlo rolling out to the left and just floating one. And for her, she's got great ball skills. She can also jump out of the gym at times, Gianna Marie. And for her to go up and get that right away, Montclair State already on the prowl this early.
So we get ready to look at the first drive led by freshman quarterback Hadia Bell and this star-studded Montclair State offense. Empty backfield on the first play. See some movement from Aniko, Greenhalgh, and Del Rosario. It's a handoff to Del Rosario. Cuts left to the outside. She's got room, and she's going to take it in for a touchdown. Emily Del Rosario gets the party started for the Redhawks. They have a 6-0 early lead.
And that's how good she is. She takes the snap. She kind of sees that there's a player in front of her. She bounces out left. That's how good she is. She leads the Redhawks in rushing yards, attempts. Now 5 touchdowns on the year. she has been a force at that running back position, and she's just going to continue her season here today.
So we get ready for the 1-point conversion. It's Bell. Fumbles a snap, and that's going to go as an unsuccessful conversion. So it's 6-0 as the clock continues to run. 12:45 to go on the clock, but we talked about it, CJ and Tom, in the opening. Montclair State starting off very early.
Yeah, 100%. And again, it's the playmaking on the defense. It transfers into the offense. Del Rosario, who's been one of the best rushers in the entire conference this season, just cutting it all the way back. Only averaged 3 yards per carry on Thursday, but today she can open up the field a little bit.
Mount St. Mary looks to get it back. Sarlo's going to keep it herself. And once again, Bree Carter is there for the flagpole.
Bree Carter.
I
mean, it's just it goes back to everything that we've been saying, Tom. So athletic and a total game wrecker.
I think I said this on the Eastern broadcast, the most underrated part of her game. When you look and watch her, she has a lot of speed that it goes sometimes unnoticed. She's able to kind of go through the center, be able to break through a one player and bounce outside and still be able to get the flagpole like that time. She's absolutely so fast, but right there.
Second and long, Sarlo over the middle, and it's incomplete. She was looking for her intended receiver, Amara Royster, so that'll bring up 3rd and long.
She had Royster across the middle there, and it actually split the defense a little bit. We saw that hit a couple times for Eastern on Thursday, a couple of slant routes, skinny posts that they run up the field, and in Royster, in her mind, that's probably one she'd like to have back.
Crowd gets loud on 3rd down. High snap. Sarlo able to keep it. Throws to the outside. It's complete to Sire. Still has room, and she's going to have enough, I believe, for the 1st down. So a nice job there on 3rd and long from Sarlo. Pitching it outside to Sire, and that'll move the chains.
That was great by Sarlo. The snap was a little bit bobbled. She still was able to keep it, stay composed, get it out to Sire. She makes the player miss and was able to get the 1st down there. Great job on a 3rd down attempt to try to get to the line of game to get this 1st down for Mount St. Mary's. That was just a great job by Sarlo back there at quarterback.
Great job also to handle both Carter and Aniko, who came in rushing on that play. Knight's great protection.
And another high snap. This time it's going to fall, and that's going to go down as an incompletion. That'll also back up Mount St. Mary's a couple of yards, so that'll make it 2nd and long. But we talked about it at the top, just a bunch of miscues for Mount St. Mary. They're going to have to try to clean things up here if they want to pull off a big upset against these Redhawks.
1,000%, and obviously, you know, they've had games on either side of the scoreboard. Their only win was 33-0. They followed that up in their most recent game, 33-0 loss.
Another high snap. Aniko on the pressure. Somehow Sarlo gets away, throws it deep, and it's incomplete. Oh my goodness, Italia Malika was wide open. Great throw from Sarlo, but just off the hands of her, and that brings up 3rd down.
Tried to go downfield. Malika was there. Almost had it hit her hands, but then bobbled up. Then it hit her head and hit the ground. But that could have blown up kind of right there for Montclair State defense. And it could have gotten another 1st down for Mount St. Mary's. But that would have been a huge play for the Knights to go down the field and be able to get a 1st down there in the beginning of this game.
The Knights have to get all the way to the 40 if they want to move the chains. 3rd down, Sarlo. Throws high and incomplete. She was looking over the middle to Kayla Malcolm, and it's going to bring up 4th down, and I think from this distance you have to punt it.
Yeah, Carter got Sarlo on the move once again. It is probably going to be a punt here for the Knights, and she was nearly beyond the line of scrimmage when she went to throw. Just nothing really doing, and for Montclair State, they are very fortunate to get away without the deep ball being completed down the field. They'll be happy to see them punt.
So back deep is Greenhalgh and Farah for the Redhawks. It'll be Farah. She'll look to return it for the Redhawks. Gets to the outside, still going. And finally her flag is pulled around the 50-yard line, the 40-yard marker on the field. And that is where Hadia Bell and this Montclair State offense will take over with the 6-0 lead.
Good field position for the Redhawks, right? Again, right around the 40. But again, Coach Palazzo pregame talked about how good special teams is in flag football, to where if you have a really good athlete, and when you have Greenhalgh back there as well as Jen Farah fielding your punts, it sometimes works out in your favor. We've seen Jen Farah break off a couple of big, long punt returns, but that time good job by St. Mary's to kind of contain and keep Farah in front of them.
Aniko in motion. Bell will go to her right, and she'll find Aniko over the middle, but in and out of her hands. It'll go for an incompletion, and that's one of the rare miscues we've seen from Maya Aniko, who's been so strong. 5 touchdowns, which leads the team for the Redhawks. You don't see it too often.
And we saw that exact play run multiple times, completed multiple times so far this season. She was very reliable earlier on this week, and I know she's kicking herself on that first one of the game, easy pitch and catch that she wasn't able to hang on to. I just think just turning the head upfield a little bit before securing the ball.
So it'll be second down. Again, Aniko in motion. Bell is going to look very deep. She's got Muhammad. It's caught! And she's going to be in for a touchdown. Perfect execution. Serenity Muhammad gets her first touchdown of the game. 12-0 Redhawks.
Yeah, that's a one-on-one that you're going to take all day long, and I think that was almost predetermined. As soon as Hadia Bell sees that matchup, Serenity Muhammad puts on the afterburners and is someone who will win these one-on-ones in any situation. There's no safety over the top. Thank you very much. And it's the exact same way that they started off just a few games ago against Eastern, or last game on Thursday. It's over the top. That connection has really developed as the season's gone on.
Redhawks didn't convert on their first one-point conversion. We'll see if it's different this time. And it's going to be complete to Greenwald. She'll convert. That extends the Montclair State lead to 13-0. And, you know, we've seen it again throughout the entire season as we look back at this replay. Tom, take us through it.
Honestly, I think Bell, again, CJ said it perfectly. No safety over the top. You see one-on-one on the left side of the field, especially lined up with Muhammad. You're going to take that all day. But I want to talk about Hadia Bell's ability to throw the deep ball. It is very, very good. If she has no pressure right there, she has time in the pocket to make a crisp throw downfield. We've seen her connect back-to-back games with Muhammad right there in that corner of the end zone, and she's been playing great with no pressure towards her.
13-0 deficit. Sarlo tries to escape, and right on cue again, Bree Carter making the play.
And Bree Carter again, another tackle for loss. That's 3 on the day so far to start this game. She's been a dominant force. We've said it before at that rush position, and again, she's going to continue. And again, I talk about her speed, especially running outside, where they had Sarlo. She thought she could evade her, and no way you're going to evade Bree Carter right there on one-on-one.
It's already 2 sacks for Carter. 2nd and long. Sarlo able to get it out and makes a completion. Greenwald's with the flagpole. And it looked like it was Kate Servin on the catch.
Good job by Sarlo right there as well to escape. That could have easily been another tackle for a loss, a negative play, a sack. And for Hadia Bell, 8th passing touchdown now of the season. Tom, you talked about the deep ball. She came from a vertical scheme at Weequahic. Before she came here, she had to learn how to check the first and second level. But any chance she gets to let one rip, she is going to.
They gave Mount St. Mary's the first down, so they get a fresh set of downs here. Sarlo's going to keep it herself, and coming from behind is Jen Farah. We'll see if that's credited as a sack, but nonetheless, it didn't look like the Knights picked up any yardage on that one.
The pressure from the Redhawks going to keep on going. And again, Sarlo has really not had time to drop back and try to find somebody downfield or maybe just make an easy pass. If I'm Sarlo, you got to get that ball out of your hands quicker. Try to kind of draw up a play to where you can get out the ball maybe 1 or 2 seconds and make your receivers do all the work.
And another high snap. It'll be a loss of a down for the Knights. It's now the 2nd time we've seen that thus far. It's just not making matters any easier for the Knights.
No, they're already going to be under a lot of pressure today with Bree Carter, with Jen Farah, who we just saw 2 plays ago, with Maya Aniko, who's come in a couple of times as rusher. And to help yourself out, you got to move everything forward, and obviously can't hand anything to the Redhawks in this situation, especially down 13.
Haley Gomez is the center for the Knights, the freshman. 3rd and long. Sarlo looking long and almost making a one-handed catch was Sire. And that'll bring up 4th down.
That was a great look downfield. Sarlo rolled to her right, trying to evade the pressure from Carter, and she was able to get a look downfield. And right there, Sire almost made a one-handed grab to kind of send it downfield. But now we go back on offense. We got the punt. And again, we talk about the special teams. Let's see what Greenhalgh or Farah could do on this punt.
Farah was the returner on the first punt. We'll see if Greenhalgh might take this one. Low punt, almost like a squib kick, and it will be Greenhalgh on the return. Cuts to the outside, gets some yardage, somehow tiptoes her way inbounds, looks to switch the field, and ultimately the flag is pulled. But how about the agility and also the balance from Greenhalgh on that return as we get a look at her parents up in the stands? I think they're pretty pleased with that.
Yeah, still haven't watched the shirtsies that we see out in the bleachers today, but Gianna Marie Greenhalgh is so elusive in the open field, and you see her, it looked like at first she could have cut it back to the inside, but she loves to tightrope along the boundary. She feels as though that's where she can sneak by defenders, almost had the cutback at the end, maybe one defender to beat.
Empty backfield, under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Del Rosario in motion. She's going to hand it off to her. Cuts to the outside, and there's going to be a flag on the play. It's going to be against the Red Hawks.
Flag on the play.
Maybe flag guarding?
Tough to say. I think Kimora Weston had her hands up, and it looked like maybe we have some type of illegal block out near the boundary.
I think they're going to get Weston there on the outside, kind of right where that flag was thrown, right after she tried to set the block. She might had her hands up just a tiny bit, couldn't get them behind her back. But that's the thing with flag football. When you're trying to block, hands have to go behind your back. You can't have them anywhere in your vicinity in front of you. So it's very hard to try to go out there and set some screens, set some blocks to where your running back can get around you. But sometimes just gets the best of you out there when you're playing. So again, still just a little bit of a setback, but you still have second down close to that first line to gain.
The handoff will go once again to Del Rosario up the middle. And the flag is pulled. Try to find out who it was, but nonetheless, it'll bring up third down and short. They have to get to the 20 to move the chains.
I think the Red Hawks' favorite thing is 6-yard gain with Emily Del Rosario, and she is so consistent. As you see, Bree Carter just picked up sack number 6 on the season, and again, she has been tremendous so far this afternoon.
Third and short for the Red Hawks. In motion was Muhammad and Del Rosario. This time Bell's going to throw. She's looking deep for Aniko, and it's incomplete. Sire almost had a chance at an interception, and that'll bring up fourth down.
I think that was great by Aniko. Going downfield, ball was kind of lofted into the air. Sire almost caught it, but Aniko had to play a little bit of defense at that point in time, and she was able to get the pass break up on offense to allow Montclair State to still have a third down attempt, and looks like that's going to end the first quarter.
Man, the pressure finally got deep on Hadia Bell there. You see her come up a little bit gingerly. It was an awkward play. She went to throw. Maya Nico having to play some cornerback on the offensive side.
Caleb Malcolm, number 14, leads the team with 11 flag pulls on the season for the Knights, so it's one of their big-time players on the defensive end. But you mentioned it, first quarter is complete. Red Hawks lead 13-0, and after that first quarter now, guys, Montclair State is outscoring their opponents now officially 200-30 on the season.
Pretty unreal, and what they've been able to do, I mean, I think it starts defensively, as we continue to say, but I mean, outside of the Eastern game, the two Eastern games, the defense has not allowed a single point all season long, and that is where they have been able to put their foot down. You know, there have been games where the first quarter or two, the score remains low. I mean, even that Kane game the other day, even the LIU game at home here at Sprague Field were low-scoring games in the first half, but it's the defense that holds on and allows Montclair State a little bit of a buffer zone to open up. I mean, today they've wasted no time.
We're getting set here for the second quarter as the teams switch ends. So it's second down, or or excuse me, 4th down for the Red Hawks. They got to get to the 20. On the pitch to Del Rosario. They're going to get it. And still going was Del Rosario, but in the end, the flag was pulled as one of the Knights players comes up a little bit hobbled. But we've seen that little pitch from Hadia Bell to Del Rosario time in and time out, and it was definitely efficient on that play.
Yeah, we see it. When we go to practice, you see them practicing that play, I think, a lot more than others. And they've been able to kind of get it down pat through the middle of this season, and just that little option route to Del Rosario to get the hit the line of gain, get the first down for the Red Hawks. It's like a Red Hawk classic out there.
I thought Bell could have had the first down by herself, but instead wanted to pitch it out and get Del Rosario in space. I don't blame her.
So Montclair State will move the chains. It'll be Bell rolling to her left, throwing for Aniko, and just a little bit too far ahead of her. Incomplete.
Good job by Kayla Nicholas of the Knights, who came in and blew that up from the beginning. Del Rosario had to slide over and pick up, looked like a running back picking up a blitz and got bowled over on the play, but good job by Bell to extend it. That's not a bad look over the top to Aniko.
I think Del Rosario was looking at the ref, maybe potential kind of flag right there, because there's a lot of contact made off the pressure to the quarterback. But again, I still think it was a great look. Great job by Del Rosario to get in front of that one, and Bell still had a good look at Maya Nico in the left corner of that end zone.
2nd and goal for MSU. Bell again with the pitch out to Del Rosario, going towards the sideline, still going, and she's in for the touchdown. From our vantage point, it looked like she might have stepped out of bounds, but in the end, Emily Del Rosario picks up her 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
Yeah, and there's no catching her again when she turns that corner. It's getting her out into space, and they ran the pitch to the near side. Why not run it to the far side? Emily Del Rosario early on, Montclair State much prefers to have their game depend on the run and let that be the thing that drives each time they are out on the field and their success offensively, and we have seen it early on.
Del Rosario now up to 6 rushing touchdowns on the season. She's been an absolute force in the backfield for the Red Hawks this season. On for the 1-point conversion, 19-0 lead. Bell didn't have a lot of time, tries to throw over the middle, and it's incomplete. And it'll be 19-0, 12:34 to go as we look back at the touchdown.
Yeah, kept that corner, broke the plane. Montclair State put another 6 on the board for them.
For Del Rosario, once you get that option, you catch the ball off the pitch, you're able to just, if you make one defender miss, as she did right there, you're kind of free to hit the pylon and go and score there. And she usually makes that first defender miss, and then she has another 10 yards of open space where she can just run. And that's how good she is at that running back position, and that's why she leads the team.
And also, I like the idea of forcing the DBs to make flag pulls out on the boundary.
It's a handoff to Scalfari, her first touch of the game, as she picks up a few yards there. 2nd down.
Don't mind it at all. Trying to get that run game going for the Knights. We really haven't seen them do it a lot, and obviously they've dug themselves a bit of a hole now, 19-0, but the pass game hasn't worked because of the constant pressure, so why not try to get the run going? Doesn't go for much.
It's very hard to get the run going against this Montclair State defense. I said it before, it feels like this defense has glue on their hands. Honestly, with the ability of being able to pull flags when a running back's going full speed, it's astronomical. And that's how good this defense has been.
Sarlo on the keeper. This time she's going to throw and bobbled and somehow making the catch. Good agility there from Malcolm. But even better hands on that completion. That'll move the chains for the Knights.
Good job by Sarlo as well. That's a tough throw across the body. And for Malcolm, I think, that's a little bit of flashbacks for everybody on the Knights there. They've had a couple opportunities today for big receptions, and they've both been dropped, but Malcolm able to secure it that time on the juggle.
First down from around the 38. Sarlo tries to split through, and Aniko was there to meet her. That'll go for a sack, her first sack of the game.
That was a great job, great play design on defense. Literally, you had Bree Carter, you had to kind of bait her. She pulled back, and then you had the linebackers kind of rush the quarterback. 2 rushers going both ways. When you only have 1 center there kind of blocking, it's going to be very hard for Sarlo to try to find a way through that. And obviously, Maya Nico's there for the flag pull for a sack for her. But again, good defensive play design there by Coach Don Solari.
So far for Sarlo, 3 for 8, 32 yards and an interception as she throws. It's complete to Sire, but she's quickly met there. So it'll bring up 2nd and short. Nice play there from Sofia Del Grosso. First time we've said her name in this one.
And look, honestly, for the Redhawks, you're going to take, and there's a timeout taken by Mount St. Mary's, but again, for the Redhawks, you're going to take those little gains. If they're going for 4 or 5 yards, you still have to go and hit that 40-yard line for the line of games to get another first down. So now you're third down. You're kind of deep. Still have to go around 13 yards to hit that line of game to get the first down. So the Redhawks will gladly take just that 4-yard gain from Mount St. Mary's, and now you have a big third down stop coming up.
So we're going to send it, while we have a break, we're going to send it down to the sideline where Tyler Copen has more on this game. Tyler?
Well, thank you, guys. I'm joined by one of Coach Sinque's own and a future Red Hawk, Gianna Colon of Clifton High School, who will be attending here next year. Gianna, why'd you choose Montclair?
I've been coming here since I was a little kid, and I started doing basketball camps. I've always loved the campus. I love the scenery, just the whole aspect of it, especially the athletics program. And once I saw that flag football was coming to MSU, it kind of like set my deal on it, and especially with my very own coach being here, I figured why not, and I love the girls, I love the team, so it was the best choice I had.
How impactful is it to have Coach Sinque be your coach while she's also coaching this, but she's able to bring college values to the high school level?
It's really great. She's shown us like multiple things from the college level, even coming to the games. You see like how it's the same but also different in many ways. Even her stories that she brings or her speeches, like she's a very motivational coach, and I'm really lucky to have her.
And you said that one of the girls that you've most connected with on the team already is Gianna Marie Greenalch. You're a wide receiver and cornerback yourself. How do you think you're going to fit in with her next year?
I definitely think we're going to butt heads. I mean, we kind of butt heads a little bit already, but it's just like both of our personalities clash. I mean, I guess it's in the name. But I really like her. I know we're going to get along great, and she's a great player, and I'm excited to keep watching her play and be her teammate next year.
And already you said this team is behind your guys' back. They come to multiple of your games, and you guys come to their games. How important is it to have that support from the squad?
It's very important. It makes me feel even more welcome that they already have made me. It's nice to know that no matter what level you're at, what grade you're in, that you're always going to have someone there behind you to support you, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Thank you, Gianna, and best of luck next season.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
Great work, Tyler. Thank you for that amazing interview as we get back to the game action. We also saw in the pregame Molly Smythe, another commit to Montclair State, had a nice interview with our own Vincent Pacone, so it's great to see a bunch of the new players getting an experience.
Yeah, hopefully she doesn't butt heads with Gianna Marie Greenalch too much. Hopefully it's not an issue. It's not a distraction.
We're back to the game here. Third down coming for the Knights. This is now the first time where they've been able to cross midfield. During the interview, there was a nice play from Kayla Malcolm. She picked up a lot of yardage beforehand. So third down, they have to get to the 20. Sarlo on the snap. She's going to keep it, roll out to the left. She's got a little bit of room, but not too much room because Bree Carter, I don't know how many times we've said her name so far, makes another sack.
Another tackle for loss here today for Bree Carter, and again, her ability to rush the quarterback but be able to roll out and try to attack when Sarlo does try to take it herself. It's just absolutely amazing by Carter. And now a fourth down is coming up, timeout taken. I'm going to guess they go for this here. You're down 19-0. You're in positive yardage. You're on Montclair State's side of the ball, and I feel like this is a no-brainer to go for it.
Yeah, no question. I think they go for this. I mean, it's the first successful drive. They're trying to thrust themselves back into this game. And another, I guess, 9 yards to go. I just would be worried about the Montclair State pressure once again here because, in my mind, if I'm Coach Don Solari, who we can sort of hear down in the huddle right now, but he is the play caller on this defense for the Red Hawks. I'd be trying to get in there and make sure that for Sarlo, she cannot throw the ball to somebody 9 yards down the field, not even let them get down the field before being sacked.
Yeah, we've seen with the pressure that the Red Hawks do get when they do get to Sarlo. She's kind of flustered back there, not really kind of knowing what to do, which way to go. So, again, I think if you get to the quarterback here, get some pressure, depending on if it's the linebackers or Bree Carter, that's exactly what you want to do.
Well, the three-headed monster of Aniko, Carter, and Farah were lined up, but only Carter's going to rush. Sarlo's going to look deep, and it's incomplete. Off the hands of Sabrina Sire. That's the second time now where it looked like Sire had a lot of room to make the catch, but she just jumbled the ball.
Oh, man. Would have been an acrobatic catch once again for Sire, and Sarlo was outstanding on that play. They picked up the blitz from Carter. Sarlo rolls out to her right and throws a gem over the top. And for Sire, again, it's a difficult play, but it's just one that as an individual for herself, you could automatically see the immediate frustration.
Turnover on downs, so Montclair State will take over on their own side at around the 39-yard line. And a timeout will be called by the Red Hawks.
I want to go back to kind of that play, that fourth down play, because I think Sarlo, whenever she's out on the run, I think she's been making pristine passes down the field. She's been able to hit her receiver, but unfortunately, again, just receivers not coming down with the ball. Those are big plays that you're going to come back and look at where you could have put points on the board, especially against this amazing Red Hawk defense. That would have been kind of something to prove. If you score a point against this defense, the only other team that scored against this team was Eastern. So if you could say that you're the second team to score against Montclair State, I think that would be huge, especially in a game where it's 19-0 and you kind of just want to put some points on the board.
First down from the 39. Bell will hand it to Del Rosario. Cuts left to the outside, still going down the side. And the flag was pulled by Italia Malika.
I mean, it's all the eye candy before the play. They swap the entire formation. They throw all these different looks, and Coach Jim Kelly, I mean, he's a football lifer, obviously, and he's an offensive guy. He knows how to design an offense. I mean, he's just throwing people across the formation, and then it's a run up the middle to Del Rosario.
Yeah, the defense is kind of looking like, it looked like me on Halloween going through the bowl of candy trying to figure out which one I want, and they're not really knowing what's going to come out and happen. I think that was a good play by the offense and good gain.
The handoff goes back to Del Rosario. She's going to pick up the first down. And again, Malika on the flagpole.
What are you looking for on Halloween? Is it Almond Joy?
It honestly might be. Funny story. So if you go into Moorhead, I was going down to go to my car. There is a bowl of candy sitting out there. I think it's one of the advisors' rooms. And there's a bowl of candy. And the only remaining candy was Almond Joys. And I go, there's 4 Almond Joys in there. I'm like, why is no one taking the Almond Joys? I was like, I'm going to take one for myself. So I had one. It was yesterday coming up. But the Almond Joys are one of my go-to candies.
Bell looking over the middle. It's complete to Muhammad. Good chunk of yardage on that one.
It's only Bell's second completion of the day. Her second one to Muhammad. Went right over the middle, just trying to find her receiver. Found it. Got the first down for the Red Hawks, and now it's second down coming up.
You know, you're talking about candy before. You know what's in candy, guys? A lot of sugar, right? So speaking of sugar, as we see Bell looking deep down the side, wide open is Greenhalgh, but incomplete. Would have been a walk-in touchdown had Greenhalgh came down with that one. But on the topic of sugar, you know, obviously head coach Jim Kelly has his famous phrase, good sugar. Do you think that what he's seeing so far right now is good sugar?
I mean, it has to be so far. We'll see how they go into the half. I mean, he is somebody with the mentality of always next play, next play, next play. And again, we talked to him after that Eastern win. He said, I'm proud. Everybody deserves this. We're going to enjoy it very, very quickly, but we cannot get complacent. So I think he's looking forward to more good sugar in this game.
Third down, and somehow making the catch is Maya Nico, still going down the side. And the flagpole from Scalfari, but from my vantage point, that looked like a one-handed catch from Nico.
That's Maya Nico. That's what she does. She goes out there kind of on a slant route. The ball was a little bit thrown behind her, but was still able to make the one-handed grab. We've seen her do that in the last couple of games I was here played at Sprague Field. And her ability to make the catch, but also get the yards after the catch as well. She got another 10 yards after she brought that ball in. But again, she has the hands, she has the speed, she's able to play like great receiver, and that's why she leads this team in receptions.
Jen Farah in at QB right now.
First time we've seen her calling the plays here, and she's going to keep it, take it up the middle, tried to cut back, but a nice flagpole from Malcolm. As we look back at that catch from Aniko, it did look like it was a one-hand catch, fellas.
Oh, it certainly was. That reach all the way back. I mean, we saw the easy pitch and catch on the first play earlier that went through her hands. Yeah, I mean, that has nothing to do with the hands. That was a mental lapse. She's got the capabilities to catch anything within a radius.
And like what Coach Sinkyu says, press the reset button. She pressed the reset button, she made a drop, and that time she made an awesome grab on that play.
Farah stays in at QB. She'll keep it, takes it to the outside. Does she have the edge? She does! Touchdown, Montclair State.
Well, they gave this look a little bit on the final drive to solidify their first ever top 25 victory on Thursday, and that's putting in Genevieve Farah, the all-around athlete at quarterback. She can throw it, but she sure can run it. And that run game opens up so much when she is able to come into the game. The option play before with her and Del Rosario. This time she calls her own number.
So on for the one-point conversion. It's Farah looking towards the back of the end zone, but incomplete, intended for Aniko. But how about this, fellas? So Del Rosario has 6 rushing attempts in this game. That now puts her at 45 on the season. She has 6 touchdowns. You look at Jen Farah. All right, she has 2 rushes in this game, 19 on the season, and she has now 5 touchdowns. So in almost half less rushing attempts, they're very similar in the touchdown department.
Yeah, 1,000%. And I mean, what does that say? I mean, they love to break off big plays, and I feel like we just see it time and again. It starts to unravel and show itself. But it's the athleticism, the ability to transfer between sports that we've seen with her, most certainly.
She's just so dangerous especially when she lines up at quarterback. Her ability, again, CJ, you said it, the throw, but also be able to take it herself and try to rush for a touchdown. It's just absolutely amazing. She's all-around great player, and again, comes down to the amount of sports she's played here at Montclair State, soccer, rugby, basketball, everything. It's just why she's a great all-around player for this flag football team.
And how about the story that was told in the pre-show as well with Jen Farah about her getting involved with 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, having her own show, Hey Jude. Just a great story as well, getting to know a little bit more about her.
What you know about the Beatles, Justin? You like the Beatles?
Not much, honestly. Yeah, I was never really into that group.
Never into the Beatles?
No, not
How about
not
you,
so
CJ?
much.
Beatles?
You're not going to be happy with my answer.
What is it? I want to hear it.
I'm very much. I mean, I know the big ones, obviously. I couldn't give you any deep cuts. I could give you maybe one deep cut.
There's some times when I'm anywhere at the gym, and sometimes I'm like, what song do I listen to?
At the
and
gym.
Sometimes I put the Beatles on.
At the gym.
I go to the Beatles page, I scroll down, put the Beatles mix, or I click a song and have a mix of the song that has different kind of oldies that's like in it. I love Spotify, but again, I sometimes I put it on and I'm like, I forget how good this music is. And the Beatles, it's one of those bands where it's like they set the standard back then. They did. It was
still
absolutely
timeless.
amazing.
Still timeless.
Timeless.
A lot of respect to them.
Second down for the Knights. They got to get to the 20. Sarlo rolls right, looking, and tries to make a pass over the shoulder. It'll fall incomplete. I think she was actually looking back to the center. Haley Gomez.
I mean, there was really nothing there as she rolled and got closer and closer toward the sideline. Obviously was trying to pump fake, but probably happier than not that that landed harmless to the turf, and a little slip there toward the sideline.
(25-0) is the score. A minute 38 remaining here in the half. On third down, it's Sarlo looking over the middle, and looks like it's complete. Good hands there from Royster, and it looks like it's enough for a first down.
It looks like now you're looking at Mount St. Mary's. They're kind of lining up with 3 blockers kind of there just to try to stop Bree Carter from getting through.
Did you see her run?
Yeah, and she ran right through. I
the center.
wanted to bring that up. She ran right through the center, but Sheree was still able to kind of get that ball and get it out of her hands to get a little bit of yards. But again, kind of having that to maybe add another defender on the line there just to stop Bree Carter. It's amazing.
Sarlo, a lot of pressure coming, tries to throw it back towards the middle of the field, looking for Servin, but it falls incomplete. Good pressure there from the Redhawks, and that time, looks like it was Lily Agbana on the pressure.
Yeah, cool to see Lily Agbana getting involved, and that just goes to show the depth of the Redhawks and what they've been able to do from all different perspectives. Right now, it's Aniko who's on the sideline getting a breather.
Sarlo will keep it. Takes it herself, and again, Bree Carter on the tackle for loss. It doesn't matter how many bodies you put on that line to contain her, she'll find a way to break through.
Like what Thanos says, fine, I'll do it myself. I know CJ, I brought that up before on a broadcast, but again, Bree Carter just says, you know what? I'm just going to break through this and do it myself, grab the tackle for loss, another one on the day. Brings up third down for Mount St. Mary's, and Bree Carter's continuing her phenomenal season so far.
They only need one person to generate pressure. That allows everybody else to drop back in coverage.
On third down, Sarlo throws it back to Gomez. She makes the completion. Not too much yardage on that one, but the clock is winding down here in the first half. Not sure if the Knights will have time to get one more off. 2 seconds and 1. And that will take us to the half. 25-0. Montclair State leads at the break. Put 10 minutes on the clock, but I think all we could really say is just complete and utter dominance from start to finish here in that first half.
I mean, I think if I were to tell you right now that Mount St. Mary has more first downs than Montclair State, you'd tell me I'm lying. But despite that being the truth, Montclair State, again, like you said, it's been domination, and it starts defensively. They generated the turnover early on, but the offense has also been very, very fluid. The run game, the pass game, all of it's looked comfortable, and Montclair State just continues to roll with this momentum.
We're going to send it over to the sideline now with Tyler Copeland, who is standing by with Coach Jim Kelly.
Coach, a dominant first half on offense. What has been the key to success?
I think, overall execution, whether the run game or option game has been very good. And I also think we've had some people open that we've hit some and a couple that we haven't. But overall, I'm happy with the execution. If we keep on, lining up and making some good plays offensively, we'll be okay.
Defensively, a goose egg on the board, but there have been some scares with the deep ball. What do you have to change?
Yeah, I think we've got caught flat-footed a couple times. I think we can do a better job with our reads from our safeties in our corners so nothing happens vertically over the top.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you very much.
Luke and Vin, back to you in the studio.
Thank you so much, Tyler. Well, back here on our field set for the halftime show, a great first half. My name's Luke Sirianni. I'm joined alongside Vincent Picone. And Vincent, it's been the same story for Montclair State. They go into halftime at a 25-0 lead, yet again shutting out their opponent.
I mean, it doesn't get much better than this. And now this is 6 of their 7 games that they've played this season. They are the first team to score. And that's just incredible stuff to look at. I mean, this game is lining up to be another victory for the Redhawks. And it shows, how competitive they are. But you want to know what this also shows? This shows how competitive that Eastern is, because they went into halftime against Eastern only up 7-0. It's 25-0. I mean, they scored the same amount of points all game against Eastern, and they did it in the first 2 minutes with that opening interception.
Their defense is so fierce. Now let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half of Montclair State versus Mount St. Mary.
Earlier in the first quarter, quarterback Alyssa Sarlo intercepted. And here's the interception by Gianna Marie Greenhall, and she runs it back 6 yards. It would be first and goal for the Redhawks. And then we saw an amazing catch by Emily Del Rosario, who takes it in for a Redhawk touchdown.
Here's the play from Bell. She rolls out to wide and finds Gianna Marie Greenhalgh on the conversion. This Redhawk team has been incredible. We talked about Hadia Bell as well, doing a great job on offense.
Later in the first, it's Serenity Muhammad catching it and striding for yet another touchdown. And you can see now here's Jen Farah bringing it in for a touchdown of her own. She can do it on either end, running, catching. I mean, she's incredible all over, and that's what you like to see. This team is built all around. We always emphasize their defense, but let's take a little into their offense right now, Luke. I mean, right now, Del Rosario has 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns in the first half. There's a very good chance she might have a hat trick.
Oh, for sure, and she's so great in the run game, of course. Hadia Bell uses her in HB draw plays, even jet sweeps, and she takes off so fast. For me, though, best play of the first half has to be the over-the-catch touchdown, over the shoulder from Serenity Muhammad. Hadia Bell put it on a golden platter for her to pick up.
I think that first interception just kind of set the tone for the game. I loved the over-the-head catch. Beautiful, wonderful. The basket catch and everything you want it to be. But that opening interception sets the tone for the game, and that brings it all together. That's why this has been such an incredible game, and that's how you get started, especially in a game like this. Now, Luke, second half, of course, is coming up. We've talked a lot about we've seen some offensive highlights, and as we said, Jen Farah, a touchdown. Del Rosario's got 2 to her name. What have you really seen from Bell that's been really impressive or not impressive to you? Right now, she's 3 for 7 from completion to attempts.
I think she's very composed in the pocket. We haven't seen her force many passes. I always bring up in our pregame, which we talked about, the 3 turnovers on the road in Pennsylvania versus Eastern. She hasn't done that so far today. When she doesn't have an option and the pocket collapses, she'll slip out outside of the pocket and either find a running receiver in stride or she'll take it herself. I've seen a lot more wise quarterback play from Hadia Bell, and that's what you like to see as a freshman QB. She has a lot of time to grow, and right now is when you shake off those hiccups in your rookie season.
What about that only 7 attempts passing-wise? Does that worry you at all? Do you think that they're trying to, obviously coming off of injury, do you think they're trying to limit her a little bit?
I think she seems healthy to me. She looks good out there. I'm pretty sure the reason why they've not passed so much is because of Emily Del Rosario. Again, just so consistent in the run game. Why even try to force it in the air when your run game works? It's almost a more simple way to advance the ball. We talked about Del Rosario. Her longest run today was 14 yards, and she has over 50 yards on the day. You mentioned 2 touchdowns. I think the run game, when the run game is going well, there's no reason to switch it up and have a surplus of passes on the way.
Yeah, and lastly, before we get to defense, Del Rosario, you said it yourself, over 50 rushing yards today. I think about 63. What does a team have to do to stop the run game, especially from her?
They have to have players up near the box and ready when Bell snaps, except you can't do that because if they pass, then you have Maya Aniko, Serenity Muhammad, Nylea Underwood wide open. Like we talked about in the pregame, this team has way too many weapons on offense, great targets that can catch. We saw last game on Monday, Maya made an incredible one-handed play. These players are so athletic and talented, and you really just can't do much on offense. And then you get into the whole mess on defense where if you're playing Montclair State, you're not advancing the ball at all.
And listen, let's go on to the other side of the ball now. Let's talk defense. This defense has been holding this team together. We talked about Bree Carter. So far, 2 solos. Bree Carter, I mean, you're shaking your head right now. What can you say about her?
Well, I told you off camera just before. She reminds me of Aaron Donald for NFL fans. She is all over the quarterback. The second the ball is snapped, Bree Carter's already pulling your flag. In Eastern, she pressured one of the top ECAC quarterbacks in Kira Green. nonstop, solo tackles, pressures. Even when she doesn't get the flag, she causes the quarterback to panic. And that's all you could ask for from her if you're Coach Kelly. On defense, absolutely elite. And actually, Coach Don Solari is leading the defensive team. And whatever he has done to tell Bree Carter what to do or these defensive schemes, I think he's laid it out perfectly for them.
Now, Luke, I'm going to kind of ask you a hypothetical question here, and I don't think we have a certain answer about this one. So
Okay.
I'm going to put you on the spot.
I'm ready.
Now, we talked in the fall season about Alex Buchwald. Alex Buchwald, he wears the number 0. It's everything because he leads the team. Do you think Bree Carter wears the number 0 for a similar reason?
I think so. Such a great leader. Yeah, she totally deserves that number 0. And just like Buchwald, one of the elite players on her respective team.
All right. Now, we're going to send it back up to the booth. We hope you enjoyed our halftime show. We'll be back for post-game. Don't go anywhere, and we hope you enjoy the second half of action.
All right, guys, we got to keep prepping for this big flag football game, all right?
Boys, we need to lock in. It's the debut season of flag football.
Are we playing man or zone? No, I'm talking about the pregame. Oh, my goodness, you are right. Guys, I'm serious. We got to lock in. All right, let's get this. Ready? We got to prep.
The Red Hawk Sports Network starts right now.
Well, I think the Red Hawks aren't the only ones that are having so much fun out on the gridiron this season, as you just saw all of us, the rest of the interns, having a little bit of fun as well. And before I turn it to you guys, I want to say I'm really upset with myself. I had to just stay in bounds. Why couldn't I stay in bounds?
You weren't in bounds.
Further review.
Look at it.
Upon further review.
Oh, no.
We will have to restart this from the 1-yard line.
Unbelievable.
You want to go out there right now and replay it?
I mean, if we have enough time, I'd love to.
We got 19 seconds. You ready?
I'm
ready,
glad
break.
because I get to stand between you guys. I hope your ankles are okay. I hope your turf burn is healing up. And you need to stay in bounds. I get to just make fun of you both, you guys. I came out the winner in this, I think.
No, but I kept on getting burnt. I'm sorry, I got burnt by Justin Randell. I got burnt by a whole bunch of different people. But guess what? CJ made a perfect pass right to me, and guess what? I ran one to the right to the house. CJ also had one right to the house. He had a pick 6. But again, I think we were looking like that Montclair's defense here today. Yeah.
I will say though, CJ, excellent form on the gritty.
Oh,
that
my goodness.
That was great. I'm not gonna lie to you.
There was a lot of celebration to be had. It was a big moment. Vin threw. I mean, he threw one right at me. There's nothing I could do. That's a pick 6. You got to celebrate accordingly.
So, Tyler, we're actually real quick. Tyler has a quick report on the sideline. We're actually going to send it to him right now.
Well, guys, I spoke to Coach Don Solari during halftime, and the things that he really keyed in on were the defense, especially the rollouts from Mount St. Mary. That's where they are completing most of their passes, is what he said. And then also this second half kind of going to be an audition for some defensive players like Nylia Underwood, Sofia Del Grosso, and Lily Agbana. So really watch out for those players to make an impact on defense in this second half. Guys, back to you in the booth.
Great stuff from you, Tyler. Thank you so much. As we get set for the second half action, Montclair State started on defense to begin. They will roll out their offense with a very convincing 25-0 lead. Fellas, while we have a moment, what did you guys really see from the Redhawks in that first half?
All around football, and it was very sound. Offensively, defensively, they got the run game going. They worked the pass and complemented the pass game off of the run game. Now they're empty.
It's Bell looking deep. Wide open is Greenhalgh, and she's going to take it in for an absolute walk-in touchdown. Untouched, a lot of space. That is just perfect execution from Bell to Greenhalgh.
It looks like Sheree playing safety right there. I think the DB thought that she had the blanket with Sheree back there, but unfortunately Greenhalgh wide open. Bell's going to make that throw all the time. And right when Gianna Marie Greenhalgh caught that ball, you know she was getting into the end zone with her speed. But again, that's a great way to start this opening second half. Go up 31-0, bending this extra point. It's just another way to kind of keep the ball going, keep the wheels rolling.
On for the 1-point conversion. It's Bell to her right, has room, throws across her body, and getting her first touch of the game, Kamora Weston, who completes the extra point. It's now 32-0. And let's look back at that touchdown. CJ, take us through it.
So it's a corner route here from Gianna Marie. It's like a smash concept where they run the hitch, and then Gianna Marie just comes right over the top. Greenhalgh wide open, and they bring down every DB. They bite on the hitch route. Since Greenhalgh is so far in the slot, they don't think that she's going to come out over the top, and she just makes the move into open space.
And Greenhalgh doing it both sides of the ball, defense, offense. She's doing it all. Her ability to take a run, catch a pass, be able to get an interception on the defensive side. It is spectacular for this team. And she, again, we talked to her dad pregame, says that she picked up football really early on in her lifetime, around 6 or 7, and just took the ball and just ran with it. So again, she's one of those players where she found out that this team's going to be an official NCAA team. She says, I'm joining it, and she's hitting the ground running so far this season.
We have a little break in the action right now as there's an injured Knight down on the field, so we hope everything is okay over there. But we'll look back here at the 1-point conversion from Bell to Weston. What was the execution like there, Tom?
We've seen this before. We've seen it in another game where we've seen Bell kind of roll out and kind of looking toward the corner of the end zone and then just quickly turns back to the middle where Kamora Weston's just sitting there, no one around her because all the defenders were faked out thinking it was going to go to that right corner. So again, we've seen that play drawn up a couple times on those extra point possessions, and we see the Mount St. Mary player up, walking onto the sideline herself. But again, that's one of the plays that they use a lot on that 1-point conversion.
So as you mentioned, it looks like everyone seems to be okay. Should be resuming action momentarily. As you get a good look at the Mount St. Mary Knights on the side, who are led by Richard Curran, who was in his first season as head coach for the Knights.
Pretty extensive football background for this guy as well, just like Jim Kelly, last 2 seasons at Our Lady of Lourdes High School in Poughkeepsie. Assistant at Red Bank Catholic, formerly in New Jersey. Also spent a little time with the Miami Dolphins organization.
That one's thrown and a whistle beforehand. It was almost another interception for Greenhalgh, but the play was blown dead well before that.
Maybe if you're Bree Carter, you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have pulled this flag. That would have been an interception for Greenhalgh. There's another one, and that one, she had a lot of space in front of her. Could have been taken back if she wanted to bounce out left side. But, again, nonetheless, you still get another tackle for loss for Bree Carter and a sack.
She continues to rack it up and just get in and dominate today. 3 sacks there in the first half.
Sarlo to her left, tries to make a play, but right there to wrap her up is Maya Nico, another tackle for a loss. Again, this Montclair State defensive line has really come to play today. There has just been no room for Sarlo to get anything going. It's almost as if as soon as she receives the ball, she has to get rid of it without even having a chance to think about where she wants to throw it to.
Yeah, Justin, I believe I called it the front 3 when we did that game against LIU, but the Montclair State front 3 is just terrific. They're all so athletic, so quick, and so flexible. I mean, they could play other positions if they wanted to, but they are athletic enough to change the game defensively.
See 2 blockers as Jen Farah is trying to pressure. A little short pass to the left, a completion for Royster, but once again, Aniko with the flagpole.
It also comes with that front 3 to where if Coach Solari really wants to kind of pull one of them back, which they just did right there, pulled Bree Carter back and had Jen Farah go herself. But 2 blockers, I mean, just to give some space and give some time for Sarlo to try to find it downfield. That time, again, the defensive backs and safety worked their magic, was able to cover everything down the field and force Sarlo just to do a little dump pass over and kind of turned it over.
Yeah, Tom, that's been, every time they drop Carter back, it creates a change in Sarlo because her head immediately looks down and at the rush rather than what's going on downfield with her receivers because they just haven't seen a ton of it.
So the punt is short. It's grabbed by Del Grosso. She'll be the one to return it. Cuts to the outside, has a little bit of space. And she might have stepped out of bounds. So Montclair State will take over past midfield, up 32-0. Still a little over 10 minutes to go here in the third quarter. And now you're starting to see some changes on the field for the Redhawks. One of the players at first I see right away, Nylia Underwood, who all the way back in that first game had 3 rushing touchdowns. She's going to get her first action in this game.
Had no carries against Eastern, which really surprised me this most recent game. She is someone who can absolutely fly, but Del Rosario has just been that good that she's earned all of those reps. Nylia Underwood has been tremendous in her place, and as soon as she gets the ball here, you can see how fast she can go.
Jen Farah in at QB. She'll pitch it to the outside, right to Underwood. She's got plenty of space down the sideline, and nobody's going to catch her. Well, it didn't take long for Underwood to tack on another touchdown. She's on the board. It's now 38-0.
CJ, you the Wizard of Oz or something? Like, you're the actual wizard, though, not unlike the actual Wizard of Oz. But that was just spectacular. Jen Farah kind of baited the QB draw, and she kind of got really far, baited the defenders to just kind of try to collapse on her. And she said, "Yep, Nylia is right next to me. I'm just going to pitch it," and used her speed, just bounced outside and was able to find open space to get into the touchdown. That was just absolutely amazing. You got a fresh new offense out there on the field, and on their first play, they get scored a touchdown.
6th touchdown on the season for Underwood. 1-point conversion attempt. Farah tries to get to the outside. She's going to keep it, and she broke the plane in time. 39-0 Redhawks. And one thing to note, especially with Nylia Underwood, now that she's on the field playing here, just a little bit of stuff that I learned about her before the game. Interesting fact, she takes 2 buses to get to campus for not even just practices, but for her classes, just being a part of the university, seeing her friends. Thought that was very interesting to note.
And if you want to hear more about that story, it's going to be on Red Hawk Rising episode 4. If you want to stay tuned for that, it's going to be out the end of this week, but we're going to be focusing a lot on that. 3.5 GPA for her as well, especially taking 3 buses, be able to come to school, still focus on her academics while playing flag football. It is absolutely tremendous what she's able to do off the field and on the field.
Doesn't miss class, doesn't miss practice, and certainly doesn't miss an opportunity when she gets into the game in the second half here today.
Sarlo looking long and incomplete. Brings up second down, but obviously it was talked about a little bit in the pregame show about Red Hawks Rising. Obviously we have both of you here who have done a lot for the production side as well. Myself, on the other hand, have been one of the spectators actually getting a chance to watch all the episodes. So while we have some time here, I want to turn it over to you guys. I'll start with CJ. Just tell me more about your experience with Red Hawks Rising and just everything that has gone on the production side of it.
I mean, it's been outstanding, the mass amount of work that's been done. I mean, I would love to know how many hours of footage that we have across every clip. Every second of every clip, it has to be hundreds of hours at this point. And there's just been so much that's gone into it, but we've had so much buy-in. And obviously, this team has been a treat to cover in their first season. The personalities are outstanding. The story has been outstanding. And obviously, their record is helping just a little bit, too. It's just been all around. It's very rewarding to be part of an experience like this.
And also, as Liana said, that this class would not be anything if it's just sports comm majors. The film and television kids that are in this class, like Liana, Jacob, they've been absolutely amazing. Being able to teach us to learn the ropes of different other cameras, production. We are following a team in this flag football team, but we are a team ourselves. And it takes all of us together to put on this huge production and to be able to put out great episodes and be able to kind of focus on a great historic season for the Red Hawks. But Justin, I have a question for you. As a spectator, how do you like it? There's Mike Kirk right there, who's also in the class right now, the lead writer for this next episode. But for you, as a spectator, how are you liking it?
I love it, and especially I want to roll back to what CJ was talking about, going through all the footage. you talk about, especially in the pregame show, about how they want to make it a hard knock style. Obviously, that's ran by NFL professionals. They go through footage all the time. They pull stuff together. They're professionals at it. As far as us here, these are all ran by students. So they have to put in a lot of time, a lot of effort, balancing classes, going through footage, putting out the best production they can. And I got to tell you guys, I think it's came out great so far. You love seeing the ins and outs, locker room footage with Coach Kelly talking to his team, also the practice footage, just everything that's been put into it, the amount of time and effort that's happened. It's been great. And also I heard from one of the producers, Brian D. Novellis. He was talking about how another producer, Jason Fine, pulled 2 all-nighters going through footage, putting stuff together.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable the dedication that all of these students have put together. The professors are on board with it. It wouldn't be possible without any of these people, so I want to give a huge shout-out to all of them for all they've done.
Something like a 50-hour unpaid work week for Jason Fine there for episode 1 and getting that out. All the credit to him, our technical director today. He's been awesome.
Back to the action. It's Underwood on the carry. And a nice flag pull there from number 5, Italia Malika.
One last thing before we can get off the Red Hawk Rising subject. If you don't know what we're talking about, Red Hawk Rising first 3 episodes are on the Red Hawk Sports Network Productions page. So if you haven't seen them, please go check them out because they're absolutely amazing. Still got 2 episodes to go. Oh, there's the control room.
That's beautiful.
There's Jason over there at the left side of the screen.
That's it. We got Justin Lee in there. We got a whole crew.
Is that a haircut from my boy Phil Ehlers right in the middle?
That's looking very dapper.
Heard fades by Mikey.
Hand off to Underwood. Cuts to the outside. Plenty of space. And how about touchdown number 2 for Nylia Underwood? The touchdowns keep on coming for the Red Hawks. 45-0.
And she's going to keep, if she's going to have opportunity to play here and go out there and make her mark, she's going to make the best opportunity of it. 2 touchdowns on basically back-to-back touches for her. So she's able to go out there, show that she has the ability to score, and potentially she could be more useful in these next couple of games kind of as a hidden player. And again, she's using these opportunities to her advantage to show that what she can do.
She's a native of Newark Central, where she was a multi-sport athlete. As that one's thrown into the back of the end zone, incomplete. But on that topic, as I mentioned, with Underwood, multi-sport athlete, played basketball at Newark Central, a little bit of flag football there as well. And, I had the chance to talk to her after the Kane game a couple of weeks ago, and she just mentioned how, she loves flag football. She found a great opportunity here at Montclair State, obviously coming in here and, being a sophomore, obviously she hasn't had so much playing time, but she's made the most of it, of course, as well.
And look at her just turn on the jets here.
Yeah.
I mean, no pun intended on the jet sweep, but there is just so much open space. And for her, she will take all of that in a second. Don Solari once referred to her as Tyreek Hill. That was up at LIU when she had another great game, but she really can just turn and get down the field in the blink of an eye.
Little short dump pass to the center, Haley Gomez. Flagpole came very quickly, and now you look at some of the defensive changes as well. You see Nylia Underwood's also staying in on defense. You have number 10, Charisma Boyd out there. Stephanie Ishkako in as well. You have Suhaila Allen, number 24. Sophia Del Grasso, one of the cornerbacks. So fresh set of faces out there on defense for Montclair State. It's good to see them getting some game action. Pass is dumped off, and just out of the hands of Del Grasso. Almost getting the interception there. You can see the frustration on her face. She's like, I had it, but
oh, man.
It's unfortunate for her.
She wants to take that one back. She thought she had that one in her hands, just unfortunately the way it came in and just bobbled right out. Again, that could have been another interception, and that could have been a chance to run it back. There was no one in front of her.
Third down, they got to get to the 20. Sarlo looking long and incomplete, as the intended receiver was Cameron Scalfari with Nylia Underwood in coverage.
I like the play to roll out once again to the left and being forced by the pressure. Montclair State, no matter who's in the game, they are still generating that rush. But great coverage downfield by Underwood. And I'd love to see her and Del Rosario playing safety just to see how both of them hang out there. You never know what goes on in a season and if players will be unavailable for whatever reason, whether it be injury or otherwise. But it's great to show off the depth and let them get their feet wet on defense.
Del Rosario bobbles it on the return, so it'll be a dead ball. Montclair State will take over on their own side of the field, as we're under a minute to go in the third quarter.
Coach Plazo mentioned pregame about the differences of tackle football and flag football, to where ball security isn't really that much of a topic in flag football, to where at that point in time where Del Rosario loses it, no one really can recover it. It's a dead ball right on the bounce when it hits the ground. But again, you're encouraged to hold that ball out in front of you to try to invade the flag being pulled. Again, that time, it's just lucky. If you kind of miss that play, miss that punt return, you're able to still keep the ball without any kind of repercussions out there on special teams.
And how about this? Sofia Del Grosso in at QB. I know you can't see it on our screens, but Thomas Gaffney Jr. with a little fist bump there. I think he's happy to see that, as Del Grosso is going to keep it. Cuts to the outside. A flag is on the play.
Gave a little something extra there at the end, and then immediately went over to help her up.
Flag is going to go against the Red Hawks.
But I like seeing different quarterbacks come in. You've seen Jen Farah come in multiple times. Obviously, Adia Bell starts, but also seeing your third string Sofia Del Grosso be able to go out there, kind of the creator of the club flag football team, comes over, plays now for the NCAA team. We said that's kind of like her baby, flag football, the club team was. But being able to see her get some minutes at quarterback like she did on the club team, being able to go out there, she has a great arm as well. I want to see if they're going to try to get some looks downfield, see if she can hit some receivers down and try to get her in stride, especially if she needs some, if she does get some playing down the stretch, depending on what happens at the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty awesome as well just to hear her story. You know, she was running practices for the club team for a few months in early 2025 until Jim Kelly came on board. But just for everything that she was able to do with that club, she helped promote it along with Bree Parez, who, of course, is in our sports documentary class.
We're going to send it down once again to our very own Tyler Copeland, who has yet another interview. Tyler?
Hey guys, thank you. I am here with Serenity Muhammad and Bree Carter's mom. And fun fact, if you did not know, they are actually cousins. And what does it mean for you guys as sisters to watch both of your daughters play together?
It's very exciting. It's very fulfilling. I love seeing them together. They call each other FC, means favorite cousins. So it's good that they get to play together.
I'm happy we get to see them together. We don't have to travel and try to, go to this game or pick and choose who game we have to go to. We can come to them both.
Now, do you guys argue sometimes on who had the better game, kind of like a sister rivalry?
No, because what's fun is that they both push each other. So it's more of an encouraging thing. Like, I'm always watching. She's watching too. And we get to show each other, like, oh, did you see Brianna had this many sacks or this many tackles? And she'll say, oh, did you see that Serenity had a touchdown or she had this many tackles or interceptions? So we pretty much encourage. No rivalry.
What was your guys' reaction when you found out that they were going to be playing together?
It's exciting. It's not their first year. They did play together in high school. So it's been a while. We liked it. We loved it.
Yeah. They've been in high school. They played together basketball. They played together flag. So when we found out that they were both coming here for college, we were just really happy that we get to keep them together.
What's your guys' message to each one of your daughters at the beginning of each game?
Oh, I call them every game. I make sure that they have prayed, and I make sure that they keep locked in no matter what. They tell me they have a great relationship with the team, so just make sure that they, keep that going with the team and things like that, and do the best they can and have fun.
Same here. Just make sure you pray for every game, keep up good work, and just rock it out and have fun.
Thank you guys very much. Best of luck to both of your daughters. Guys, back to you in the booth.
Awesome work, Tyler. Great interview as always. And you just love to see how there's so much connection, whether it's family, both blood related, or family as, teammates, because as teammates, they always say teammates are your family. But in this case, this is blood related. So you love to see the two cousins playing together and also just having the interview of the two amazing women who have brought them up and gotten them to this point. Pitch to the outside, still going, and finally the flag is pulled. A nice carry from Lily Agbana.
And Justin, just to go back to what we were talking about, this is the thing I always say I love about Division III sports, and it's the family aspect and just how closely and tight-knit everybody is aligned. And obviously you have these family dynamics that probably otherwise aren't as easy to come by at the Division I level. Of course, you see it here and there, but at the Division III level, everyone knows each other to some standard. And with a lot of players from Newark, we actually found out about mid-season that those two were cousins, so pretty awesome.
Another pitch to Agbana, and she's tackled along the side there. 12:35 on the clock. 45-0 Redhawks. It's been a wire-to-wire game for them to this point.
Yeah. And for all the recruits in attendance that we saw today, potential high school players, I think they're getting one heck of a show from Montclair State right now. They have been awesome in recent weeks in recruiting, picked up a couple of different commits. We heard from one in the pregame. But right now they are putting good stuff on tape.
Agbana on the carry once again, and a flagpole from Kayla Nicholas, number 3. But you mentioned the recruits, of course, that are in attendance. It's good to see that all these players on both sides get to showcase their talents.
And we've seen a couple of teams come through. I've seen Kearney's flag football team. Obviously, I saw Mount Olive the other day. They came in support. Obviously, you see Clifton because of Coach Sinkyu. We see a whole bunch of different places that they're recruiting from. They also recruited down in Mastery, which is in Camden, which is one of the prime and one of the biggest flag football programs in South Jersey. So being able to kind of go around all of New Jersey and find different recruits, it's awesome.
And on 4th down, Agbana has a lot of space down the sideline. And I don't think she's in for a touchdown, but nonetheless, a big gain on 4th down. That'll move the chains for the Redhawks. And you just see on the sideline, if we can get a look over there, just the excitement for Agbana just getting touches, and you just see the connection between the players that are on the field and off the field. They're all pulling for each other, and they want the best.
I will say, of all the things that have impressed me the most, with the team this year has been just how selfless everybody is. And you see Agbana getting around and turning the corner right there. It's impressive at the depth that we've seen, and pretty much everybody who's come into the game today has had success. And did she step out right at the end? We may never know.
So it's 1st and goal. Del Grosso staying in as the quarterback. Del Grosso's going to keep it herself, gets to the outside, and she's in for the touchdown. Sophia Del Grosso getting her first touchdown of the game, 51-0.
And I believe her first.
Yeah, there it is.
As well, which is pretty awesome. We've talked to her many times this year, and when we ask her, what do you think? Is it starting to feel more real? Did you ever think you'd be here? And the whole time, very, very humble, very straightforward. I never thought that something like this would be possible, and she has just been very grateful for the process. And though she's the quarterback 3, it's not even a disrespect to her because the 2 in front of her have been awesome this season. But great to see her get out there and cross the goal line.
On for the 1-point conversion. Del Grosso drops back, has space in front of her. She'll take it. And she did break the plane in time. And that'll extend the lead to 52-0.
And that's just great by Del Grosso. She sat back there, didn't see anything in the back of the end zone. Saw the space to her left side, and she had a tiny bit just to cross that end zone. Here it is again. Here's the touchdown. Rolling right. She tried to find the back of the end zone, evades a flagpole, and just sticks it right out. But again,
look at the balance.
It's
along
just
the
amazing.
sideline, too.
I think all of these players have great balance, but especially because you're trying to evade as many flagpoles as possible. You got to be able to stay on your feet, try to shift your hips over to the right side, and still have your center of mass kind of being able to stay up on your feet. So it's amazing that these players have such great balance just to stay on their feet and get additional yards after trying to evade a flagpole.
Sarlo with the quick pass to the outside. Sheree gets a lot of room, still going down the side, and ultimately she stepped out of bounds. So nice solid pickup there for Sheree. And that's going to move the chains for another first down.
Like to see Sabrina Sheree get some more touches here down the stretch. And obviously we know for the Knights what the outlook of the rest of this game looks like, but she has been an impact player all season long, and we also want to point out that we apologize for the mispronunciations there in the first half.
First down. Sarlo with plenty of space. She'll keep it herself. And the pull from Agbana. And that'll bring up second down.
It's like a double flagpole right there. Had Agbana as well as Del Grosso with the flagpole. So if Agbana didn't get it, I mean, at least Del Grosso right behind her.
So they have been calculating, you know, half tackles or assisted tackles this season,
I've seen
assisted
that.
flagpoles. I wonder if that's a case scenario where we would see that half tackle for losses that we've seen, or flagpoles for losses. It's interesting.
On second down, Sarlo, quick pass to Sheree once again. Goes down the sideline. It's right around that 40-yard marker. We'll see if they give her the first down. I think they will. Yeah.
But Tom, the thing that you said as well has been the flag pulling ability on this defense. That everybody's got glue on their hands. Yeah, it's like back in the day, stick 'em wearing it. But you're so right. It's the most underrated part of flag football, I feel like. I mean, obviously, you know, of course, to get stops, you have to get flag pulls. But, I mean, think about how many we've seen the Montclair State making defenders miss today and picking up another 20 or 30 yards. Meanwhile, I can attribute so much of their stops against Eastern to not allowing broken flag pulls and tackles.
Nice play from Sarlo, once again finding her center, Haley Gomez. That's her fourth reception of the game.
Just found her floating towards the middle of the field. And everybody slid with the quarterback, but Gomez floated out, stayed in between the hashes.
I want to go back to your point about the flagpole. I think the two names on defense that really surprises me is the two linebackers, Jen Farah and Maya Nico, two players who have not played this sport at all. This is their first official time playing, and I think they're two amazing players out there on defense who are able to pull the flags with amazing ability. And guess what? This is like their first time doing it, and they're just so great at it. It's absolutely amazing to see it.
And remember what we heard at ECAC Media Day when we had, I mean, flag football and Olympic Flag Football USA representatives there. And, you know, the question was, what advice can you give, or what traits do Olympic players have? And the first thing that came up, everybody needs to be able to pull flags. It's the most important thing. They've hammered it home. And you're right, with those two in particular, they really haven't missed a beat on it.
And just by the looks of it, they make it look so easy, guys, when they have the flagpoles. I mean, I got to tell you, as that's thrown deep into the end zone. And is it a touchdown? I think it is. I didn't see a signal go up for the referee, but it's going to go for a touchdown, and the shutout is over. Kayla Nicholas getting her first touchdown of the game, and now it's 52-6, but a nice throw there from Sarlo.
That's the first time the Red Hawks have been scored on. No, it's a completely other new defense out there, but Kayla Nicholas, second receiving touchdown of the year. That was just a great job by Sarlo to find her deep. Kind of just broke open. No one around her, was able just to pass the goal line with ease. That was just a great play there by Mount St. Mary's.
Sarlo, quick pass. And the conversion will fail on that one. It was a quick pass to Gomez, couldn't break the plane. But I wanted to go back to the same point you were talking about with flagpoles, how Carter and Aniko, they make it look so easy. But first, we'll look at the replay of the touchdown. Good
Great
launch.
throw,
Yeah.
rolling to the left, too. And Nicholas for her second receiving touchdown on the season. She's got a pick 6 to go with it as well. She's someone who can make plays. And for her and for the Knights, it's a great sign to see them on the board. They probably could have had another score or two today if they executed, caught a few more footballs. But it's good to see that even with 4 or 5 minutes left, they continued with their drive and going about their business.
Now Mount St. Mary's waking up a little late, like maybe somebody in this booth did, just a little potentially. But again, starting to put some points on the board.
Okay, subtweet. Excuse me.
Hey, you made it in time. You made it in time, CJ. No, wait, it wasn't CJ. It's one of us. One of us three.
Oh,
you got to figure it out yourself.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for that.
I will say, though, for Mount St. Mary, that was their first points since dating back to March 22nd when they took on St. Joseph's University in Brooklyn when they put up 7 points in that game. So good to see them getting on the score sheet. So under 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
You are unbelievable, Tom.
what happened? I wasn't looking.
I mean,
please carry on.
back to the game.
Oh gosh. Down the side. Agbana.
Nothing even happened. He's just.
Yeah, no, nothing happened.
He just looked over at me once again.
I'm trying to say sorry with my eyes.
He's trying to antagonize me.
I'm trying to say sorry with my eyes.
It happens. It happens to
It
everybody.
happens to me too. And
it happens to everybody. I appreciate you, Tom.
You're welcome.
For all of your efforts this morning.
Well, I guess what happens in the booth stays in the booth.
Golly.
To get a nice look at Jim Kelly talking to his team. Despite being up by 46 points, Jim Kelly remains talking to his team, coaching him up.
Yeah.
The job doesn't stop.
No, not at all, and especially with the schedule this week and even next week as well. It is a tight stretch of games, only a few days in between each, and it's right back to work 2 days from now for Montclair State. Obviously, they can enjoy this, and Coach Kelly likes to implement the 24-hour rule where if you win, you celebrate for 24 hours. If you lose, you can sort of soak it in for 24 hours and understand that you lost, but then it's right back to work as soon as that window's over. And they've got New Jersey's own Kane University on Monday, and that is at Kane. Obviously, they had that win, but as we come down the stretch here, there's no time to stop and think back about the last game or what's going on or appreciate the wins. It's on to the next if they want that Betty.
Yeah, it's been quick games this last week, playing every 2 days. So, again, I like the 24 hours thing. You're able to kind of soak it in just for that, and then you're right back on the field again for another game. So, thankfully enough, after next week, you do have a little bit of a break after the Keystone game on Wednesday, and you play Mercy on April 20th. But, again, it's been very hard for these Red Hawks, playing really, really close games in these schedules, but they're able to overcome it. They've been flawless through it.
And 4 of their remaining 6 games are against ECAC opponents. Every conference win does matter.
100%. You don't know come playoff time what this whole thing will look like, and obviously there are some ECAC opponents they haven't even played yet. So for them, you want to get as high of a seed as possible, win as many games as possible before you get, for example, a Marymount, who has been awesome this year.
As Agbana breaks free, and she's going to take it in for a touchdown. She's had a lot of work here in the second half since being entered into the game, and she caps it off with a touchdown there.
She can leave behind the Guardian cap and the defenders. She has been awesome in the open field. Had no carries this season before today, but look at the burst of speed as she got through the middle and to get all the way out into space. I mean, she left everybody in the dust.
She's looking like Derrick Henry out there. You see her kind of getting around defenders, but then once she breaks through, she just keeps going, and she creates a lot of space between defenders, and she was gone. But again, first touchdown for Lily Agbana, and she almost had one earlier in this fourth quarter, but finally she gets into the end zone and gets it.
58-6, under a minute to go. The handoff goes right back to Agbana, tries to get around the edge, and she broke the plane in time. Wow, what a performance for Agbana, making the most of her limited time. As the clock stops at 39 seconds remaining. And let's look back at this touchdown, Tom.
Look at her get back toward the middle as well, Tom.
It's just absolutely amazing. Evaded about 3 flag pulls, was able to break through, no one in front of her, no one behind her, able to burn the dust and then take one in for this extra point. Just a quick little handoff. You got to hit the side, hit the pylon. She leaves the cap again.
I guess every time it falls off, good things are to come.
Hey, it's like physics. You leave, you kind of take something off. Maybe makes you go faster a little bit.
I mean, that would be, I guess
you
you're right.
You take a little bit of mass off your body, you're able to go a little bit faster. That's the most points scored this season on this offense. It's absolutely amazing.
36 seconds left, and just quickly, I'm looking at some of the standings here in the ECAC conference. Obviously, this is an out-of-conference game, but they're 5-1 right now. If you look at Wagner College, who's ranked number 1, they've only played 2 conference games, but based off how the standings look, they go based off of win percentage. So Montclair State is in third at 833, Marymount University 857, and of course Wagner College at 1,000.
I mean, we'll see what Wagner's all about when they come to Montclair State in just a few weeks. April 25th, that's a Saturday. We have a doubleheader. Sacred Heart playing Montclair State, and then Wagner playing Montclair State as well. Should be a fun day.
It'll also be interesting to see how the top 25 rankings come out as well, because I looked at it before. Eastern University was number 25 before that game against Montclair State.
They were number 12 the day before,
Really?
and then ended up dropping toward the 20s after the loss. They come out so frequently, but Eastern had a ton of love before that game.
As that one's intercepted. Still going, and it's not going to be a touchdown, but I think, I'm trying to figure out who that was. Was that Angela Varelli?
She got her first catch of her career just moments ago in the third quarter, and now she gets her first interception of her career. Try to put that one in the back of the end zone, and it looks like that's going to be the game here today, fellas.
And that was going to be the final play of the game. As the players line up, Montclair State wins it 59-6. A wire-to-wire finish for the Redhawks. They now improve to 6-1 overall. And the Mount St. Mary Knights unfortunately fall to 1-6, but as each game goes on, fellas, this team gets better and better.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And for Montclair State, it is clear that they are going to continue to run with this type of momentum and that they are on a downhill slope as they just continue to roll over anybody in their path. It started with that game against Eastern, and we know for the last month they've been looking forward to avenging that loss that they took, their lone loss of the season on March 17th. We even heard it from players after the game and after they beat the Eagles on Thursday. They said literally since 6:30 p.m. on March 17th, we have been looking forward to this. We could not sleep last night. And to come out, get that victory was big enough. And from there, it's just so much of an emotional rise that there's really nobody that could stop them in the game following.
You could say that Eastern game was the midpoint of the season. That was where they're trying to hit their mark. They hit their mark, and now they're hitting the ground running through the last couple of games of this season. And now to get a victory, 59-6, to gain the momentum to go into this later half of the season, it is absolutely awesome to see this flag football team in their first inaugural season, only with one loss in that first Eastern game, and now continuing to just prove everybody wrong. They're one of the better teams in the ECAC conference. They're one of the better teams in the country, but everyone was writing them off. But now you got to write them back down again.
Well, you know, all good teams, they have to hit some kind of adversity, and you mentioned it when they lost to Eastern in that overtime game, 18-12. Since then, they've won every game. So I think that game right there basically told themselves, like, hey, We know Eastern's a good team. We'll come back and we bounce back next time. And that's what they did, and that's why they're such a good team.
But what I will say is it's still impressive to me to be able to have that big of an emotional, come down in the days following a win like that. It's an upset victory over a nationally ranked team. And to come back and have to play at that same level, it's a lot easier said than done. But Montclair State came out today. They wasted no time. First drive results in an interception, and then they score a touchdown from there to take the lead. They extend that lead, and by the end, they ran away with it. Got some new people into the game, which will be valuable as the season comes down to the end. You get those firsts out of the way, which we talked about. So many firsts today. First receptions, first interceptions, first touchdowns, all of the above. And to get everybody involved, it was just a special afternoon all around.
If we could just go back, there it is, the shot that I wanted to look at. One person that we didn't really get to talk too much about, and that's the other assistant coach, Lindsay Sinkyu, who we've heard it in post-game conferences. You'll hear it as well in Red Hawks Rising, but she has been, quote-unquote, a team mom. She obviously has kids of her own. She treats every one of these players like they're her daughter.
And honestly, this team, again, down, sitting there. Jim Kelly loves to give his post-game speeches, but we got a little bit more here today. We're going to wrap our thoughts here, and we're actually going to send it down to the booth. We're going to send it down. Vincent Picone and Luke Sirianni, you guys can take it away for this post-game action.
Well, guys, welcome back to the postgame. A dominant win, to say the least, for the Red Hawks against the Knights. I'm Vincent Cohn, and I'm joined by Luke Sirianni once again. Luke, we talked at halftime. This was an incredible game from the get-go. 2 minutes in, they took the lead, and they didn't look back. A wire-to-wire win, as they said on the broadcast.
They just had their strongest offensive performance all season long with 59 points. It was, from the very start, right from kickoff, a dominant win for Montclair State on both sides of the football.
All right, now we'll be right back here, but we're going to toss over to Tyler. In just a little bit, we're going to go to Tyler Copen. But for right now, let's take a look at some highlights of Montclair's. Right? All right, well, Luke, let's just go back to it. I apologize. I'm all over the place right now. It's a very exciting post game because, as you said, they scored the most points that they've scored all season. And what goes into a dominant victory like this? Because it wasn't just the offense, it wasn't just the defense, it was everything all together.
And now we're going to send it over to our sideline reporter, Tyler Copen, who will bring you an interview. Tyler?
Hi, guys. I'm here with Nye Underwood. What a great game. You had 2 touchdowns yourself. What was the key to success?
Staying mentally prepared and finding that balance between the mental and physical aspect of it and just being ready to go off the sideline and, supporting my team just as much as they support me.
After a big win Thursday, you guys win 7-6. Teams might come out and sleepwalk. You guys didn't miss a beat, putting 59 points up on the board. What was the message from Coach Kelly today?
To not be complacent, as he always says, and to keep the discipline up instead of rather than lacking or taking anything for granted. Every rep is an opportunity to get better, and this is honestly practice for the bigger leagues, and we executed well today. Although we had some mistakes, we stayed together.
This team is so together, and the camaraderie is visible from the stands. What can you say about how you guys have connected so well in such a short time?
It started in club, honestly. I wasn't around, so I can't speak from personal experience, but just coming in the fall, I was about 3 weeks late getting started, and it's nothing like I've ever had before. It's like a sanctuary. It's an actual team. We put the family aspect into it, the sisterhood, and knowing that we can lean on each other on, as well as the coaches on and off the field, is something that you can't teach. It just has to grow over time.
Nye, congratulations. Best of luck the rest of the way. Guys, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Copen. And now we're gonna look at some highlights really quickly from today's action.
So the Red Hawks with an early statement drive. This was in the beginning of the game. It was Serenity Muhammad who hauled in the stride on a beautiful pass from Hadia Bell. It was an over-the-shoulder catch. Me and Vincent had a front row view on the play. And here it is right now. It starts in a shotgun formation, and Bell to the corner, hit Muhammad in stride, and you see the catch right there. Sofia Del Grosso with the touchdown signal. We'll get her on in just a moment, too, for an interview.
Yeah, I mean, a very exciting one. And then the next play, going for 1-point conversion, and they make it look real easy, is Gianna Marie Greenall, and who has made her presence felt on both sides of the ball. She has been all over the field today and did a phenomenal job. Then the second quarter, here we go with Del Rosario again, this time with a pitch and end rush for her second touchdown of the day score. Now 19-0 Redhawks.
And 2 minutes left in the half. You just saw the Genevieve Farah run and score on her own, and now a long ball from Hadia Bell to Greenalch in stride.
And then again, the Redhawks did not worry about it. Right out of halftime, Sorallo is intercepted again by Greenhall, and it's taken to the house. With about 9 minutes left in the third period, Jen Farah pitches it back to Nyla Underwood, and she gets it on the board with a touchdown. They make it 39-0 with 2 more quarters and a half left to play.
And late in the third quarter, Underwood again with another touchdown, extending the lead to 45 points, and this was her second touchdown of the day and 7th on the year.
Now in the fourth quarter, Sofia Del Grosso, who we'll talk to in just a second, gets in on the scoring action with a touchdown, increasing the lead to 52-0.
The Redhawks showcased a dominating performance, scoring a season high of 59 points today with the high schoolers in attendance. And now on the set, I am joined with our 2 very special guests, our fellow Redhawks. We have Sofia Del Grosso and Hadia Bell, the winners of this game in incredible fashion. First of all, I'll start with Hadia at QB. You guys had the best offensive performance you've had all season, 59 points. Take me through it.
We came out here, we said that we wasn't going to play down to anybody level just because we beat, Eastern. We definitely wanted to execute throughout the whole game. We did come out a little slow, but once we got our render back up, we got that, and now we 59-6.
Sofia, founder of the club program, and now the Division III flag football is in full swing. Can you just speak on how far this program has already become just halfway through the first season?
I mean, it definitely came from nothing to something. It's something like magical to see. And, we started with no coaches, and now here we are with 3 of the amazing coaches, and we're halfway there to our goal, which is win the Betty.
The defense really supporting your offense very well, not allowing a whole lot of points. Can you just talk about the defensive side of the ball? Bree Carter, Gianna Marie Greenalch. There's so many stars on the other side of the ball too.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the defense, we tell each other we gonna hunt. Like, we always hunt. We cheer our defense up on the sideline. We tell them to get that flag. We really love interceptions, but if we can't get the interceptions, we're gonna get the flags. We push each other 100%.
Sofia, you scored your first touchdown of your career. I want to congratulate you. Can you just go through the emotions when you broke the plane?
It's definitely something that I dreamed about as like a little girl, just envisioning myself and preparing myself both mentally and physically for this moment. So it definitely feels rewarding with all the hard work I put in, and I hope to put up a couple more throughout the season.
A question for both of you. Obviously, the sports documentary class following you guys around all season. I'll start with Sofia first. Are you guys now used to the camera lens being on you 24/7?
Yeah, no, we're definitely used to it. They're part of the team, we say. They're our family, and sometimes you don't even recognize they're there, but the days that they're missing, we feel like we're missing our other half.
And Hadia?
They definitely our family. I mean, like, we go out to eat with them and all. Went to Hibachi not too long ago. Like, we definitely are family with the camera crew. They're part of the team to us.
And as Coach Kelly likes to say, good sugar. We have a sugar cookie for each of you. We're going to have the second one on the way. There we go. Last question for you guys, and I'll get you guys on your way. Just talk about the whole season. The New York Jets partnership, the flag football documentary, the first year of flag football. What have been your thoughts so far on the whole season off the field?
I think everything is just such a blessing, being as though that we get all these opportunities and that we are playing for the younger generation, showing them that you could lead and that anything is possible. So it's definitely a blessing, and I'm 100% grateful for it. And I know next year is probably going to be even more like opportunities for us. So yeah, definitely.
Same thing, kind of. It's just this amazing blessing that we all had the opportunity to. It's something that we all dreamed about as little girls, and now we get to put on a show. And it's amazing hearing the younger generation in the crowd chanting, "Go MSU, go MSU." So it's just inspiring to see that we're showing the younger generation, hey, women can play football and be just as good as well.
Sophia Del Grosso, Hadia Bell, want to thank you both so much for your time on the set, and want to congratulate you again on an amazing game.
Thank you
really
so
appreciate
much.
the time. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we're going to have an interview coming up very soon with Coach Lindsey Sinque. Really nice words there from both Hadia Bell and Sophia Del Grosso. Del Grosso getting her first touchdown of the year, and Hadia Bell very humble on the answer with a whole lot of offense from this Red Hawk team, and two amazing characters to be able to cover all season here for the flag football year. They've been amazing players to be around. Very welcoming to our class. Again, I talked about the cameras, and just really, really excited to see how the rest of the season shakes out for them.
Yeah, I mean, this has been such an exciting season. We've talked about it for, I think, a year now, right? A year now we've talked about how exciting this season is for them, and just to get started, the inaugural season, we've been leading up to it for so long, and it has been everything that you've wanted. This is the season that we've been hoping for, and with now 6 games remaining after today.
Yep.
Just a wonderful end, hoping for it. And as you heard them say, they're going for the Betty, and they want it bad.
They are, absolutely. Remember, only one loss on the season, and it occurred in overtime against Eastern, and they came back to play Eastern again at home at Sprague, and they bounced back. And now we're going to welcome Coach Lindsey Sinque to the set. How are you?
Good.
How you doing?
Good. Coach, first of all, just want to ask you about your thoughts. A real dominant game. I was talking to Hadia Bell and Sophia Del Grosso, and they both said it was the best offensive performance of the year. Can you just talk about your thoughts on the game today?
All right, well, I'll be the Debbie Downer then, because first half, I kind of ripped them. Halftime, I was like, listen, it doesn't matter who we're playing. Obviously, they have great athletes on the other team, and I feel like I called it the Eastern hangover. Obviously a huge high from the game on Thursday night, which was incredible, and it's hard to get back, turn it around in 36 hours and play again. So I felt like there were some things that were sloppy that we kind of needed to clean up, and my theory is no days off. So we're coming back Monday, big game against Kane again, our rivals, in-state rivals. And in my opinion, just everything needs to be perfect on a daily basis in order to get us to our final goal, which is bringing home the Betty. So yes, great offensive plays out there, but we needed to buckle down a little bit after the first half, which in my opinion, second half we came out strong and got it done.
All right, well, in that second half, what did you really see from your team that really woke up and they turned it around in your eyes as a coach?
I think just executing the plays again. Our offense is complex, so there's a lot to it between shifts, motions. So I feel like in the first half, maybe a couple of things got lost in translation in terms of the play calls. And after our halftime kind of wake-up call, I feel like we were able to lock it down and really read our blocks and stay on our blocks longer and just really secure the ball in the second half.
I want to go back to Thursday where you guys played the Eastern University Eagles for the second time here at home, and coming off the overtime loss, you guys were prepared the second time around. What changed in that preparation for the second game against them?
Honestly, I feel like it's hard because since flag football is still an emerging sport, especially at the college level, it's kind of the newer teams that are still struggling to find themselves versus the well-established teams like Eastern University. And when we went to Eastern, in my opinion, it was our first real test. How are we really when we go up against a fierce competitor? The weather conditions that day were horrendous. The wind chill out in Eastern PA was, I think it was like 18 degrees. So it was kind of a wake-up call for us. And while we did execute and we played a really good game that day, it was a heartbreaker. So it was a good test. Obviously, Thursday's date had been circled on all of our calendars, counting down. And we knew it was the same for Eastern. They knew that we're not a team to sleep on, So preparation going into Eastern, a lot of new play calls going in, just, again, tightening up the reins, making sure that we were adequately prepared for anything that they were going to throw at us defensively, and then Coach Solari likewise anything that they were throwing at us offensively. But not much has really changed. It's just a matter of the girls continuing to mesh together, you know, building that team chemistry on a daily basis, and making sure that, again, that final picture of us holding the Betty at the end of the season. So, yeah.
And, I mean, towards the end of the game today, we saw Sofia Del Grosso
Mhm.
with a big touchdown.
Yep.
She has been a
Love her.
staple of this school
Absolutely.
during its club phases when
Yep.
it was flag football,
Mhm.
and now she's on the varsity team.
Yep.
I mean, we saw it from the sidelines. Everyone was very excited.
Yeah.
As a coach, now, what was the excitement like for you?
Well, fun fact, so I actually coached against Sophia. She played at Indian Hills. The former head coach at Indian Hills, Guy Bertola, he and I had a running scrimmage schedule, so they came to Clifton. We played against each other, so I remembered Sophia very well from the minute that I stepped on campus here. And again, there are few people out there that will work harder than Sophia and play with more heart than she does. So definitely a great moment. Same thing for Lily. You know, these girls that everybody comes every day, works really hard, and you know, we have our starters and our immediate backups, but it's always great when we can, you know, let everyone kind of share the wealth out there. And Soph just being such a huge part of our team, chemistry-wise, heart, you know, letting her have her moment was really special for all of us out there.
Coach, thank you so much for joining
Thank
us.
you.
Really, congratulations on the win, and
Thank
we're looking
you.
forward to seeing how the rest of the year goes for
Me
you guys.
Me too. Thanks,
Thank you.
guys. Thank you.
See you soon.
Thanks.
Now, this is going to conclude the broadcast here from the set, and I want to invite everybody on the set right behind these cameras to come swing around, come join us back here for the conclusion of the show. You guys can come right around here. So you guys
we're
are
talking
good.
to Shayon, we're talking to Caesar, we're talking to Deepak,
everybody over
Professor
here.
Whiteside,
Everybody in
Q,
here.
our
Q,
amazing stage manager, everyone over here. I'm going to switch my seats.
Shout out to everybody on the
But
field as well.
Danny Valverde over there.
Sebastian, Michael Kirk, a whole crew. Nick Quinones in the booth. Everybody in the control room as well. Professor Gitlin, Justin, Phil, Kayleen. I can go on and on here. There's Heidi waving. Tyler Copen on the sideline. Tim David.
Wyatt, our social media, everyone in the amazing control room, congratulations.
Everybody. Jason, Emma, a whole amazing group. And if we didn't say your name, we appreciate each and every one of you.
This broadcast is not possible without the amazing people behind the cameras. We are just the faces. And this is something that you should get involved in if you are on this campus whatsoever. You should be here. It's fun. We're a family. And it's a very fun family to be a part of for your 4 years at Montclair, or maybe more.
Yeah, so that is going to wrap it up here on the Red Hawk Sports Network for our spring BMO broadcast from flag football. We appreciate everybody tuning in, and again, a special thanks to everybody on the crew that put in long hours for weeks to set this up. My name is Luke Sirianni, he's Vincent Pacone, and we appreciate every moment of support from everyone at home. Take care, we'll see you soon.
Speaking of the challenges, I mean, working with this